Alrighty. Hello everybody. Welcome to another match of the week. More playoffs action from CPL coming at you. I'm Nebula, I'm here with State Zero. And I believe today we have some fine Tier 2 action.
It's going to be very fine Tier 2 action.
Excellent, I'm excited. So, switching gears from yesterday's cast, we're going back to Daddies versus Socialized Healthcare. So, I'll just remind you all that the score is at 5-5 from what's been casted so far in that match. Yeah, let's jump right into a game to see where that score goes from here.
I got it up and ready for you, man.
Nice. Alright, ready when you are. Alright, in the bottom left, in the yellow, it's Gomitas, and the bottom right, in the green, it's Waifu Kid. I'm going to be frank with you, I have no idea which person is which team. State Zero, do you know?
I do. Hold on 1 second. Tap through the thing. Got everything listed. Team Socialized Healthcare, that is Go Meadows.
Uh-oh, we got some lag coming in. So Waifu Kid for Daddies, yes?
Correct.
Alright. Waifu Kid already mentioned the turn rate, so you know they're having some trouble.
I mean, we can say it every time. Going to Europe, it's going to be,
yes,
whatever it's going to be. But, I mean, PvP, maybe you can work that into your strategy. It'll be a little cheesier.
Oh, true. Send in the proxy 2 gate and be like, good luck microing a Dragoon nerd. Never play opting for that right now.
Yeah, both players too honorable for that. They're going to play the normal game.
Of course. Is it semi-finals? Does that mean you have to be honorable? No, I'd say it's the opposite. That's when you pull out everything just to try and win no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, it's playoffs. Like, you want to get to that finals, and I don't think your team's going to care how they get you there. I mean, as long as you're not doing any really shady stuff, but Protoss, it's all normal. It's all good and honorable. Like, the race gets a bad rap.
Yeah, I mean, I agree that, well, look, as far as I'm concerned, people complain unnecessarily about every race.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I'm like one of those people in real life who's like, oh no, I didn't see race, It's probably bullshit.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
That's not the attitude people need to have. Like,
No.
you can not like things and still respect them, and that's all you need to do. Like, you can not like Protoss, but you know what? Like, I don't like Terran. I respect Terran. I don't like it.
That's alright, we'll just blow you up with 100 siege tank shots and you'll like us.
Yeah. Well, need a player opting for one of the openers that you can do out of this, which is a lot of zealots and going into an early span. Both players getting 1 gate, a core, nothing too out of the ordinary. They're even both getting that first zealot just to be safe against that early pressure.
Yeah, super standard openings we're seeing here. So if players just coming into this, I guess, hoping to rely on the strength of their regular play. We don't talk about this much for Tier 0 and Tier 1. This is a Tier 2 cast. I think it's good to see that players, are confident in their regular play. Because I feel like some matches I played, I didn't play a specific build. I was just like, I'm just going to go in and play like I would play a ladder game, basically. Then others, I was a bit more nervous, so I planned stuff. But the former generally went better, to be honest.
I mean, if you can play in your comfort zone, because there is that added element with these games that nerves can get to you. Like if you're getting like really nervous, especially if you haven't played in the playoff for a CPL before.
Yeah, absolutely.
Play for comfort, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. To be honest, like I still get nervous even though I played in plenty of matches in CPL before. I always feel the pressure. Oh, okay, so Waifu Kid being like, this is semi-finals. I want the win. Going for those DTs. And Gomitas hasn't committed to any tech yet, but it could be a robo.
Yeah, the fact that he hasn't started the Citadel yet, and he's not like adding on a bunch of other gateways, it does seem like it is going to be a robo. But that doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to be safe against DT. Some people try to be greedy, sneak out that Reaver, go, you know what, I'll leave the Observer this time. Like, you just never know. It's a little rock, paper, scissors you got to play sometimes with these builds.
Both players really just blocking this ramp. I'm interested about the build divergence here, that Gomatas doesn't really seem to be able to afford a robo up until just now. Okay, there it goes. It is a robo, so it seems like Gomatas is going to have a very good advantage here. Now, there's still potentially a window where Whitey can get out here and expand. Ooh, gets that probe. Before observers are out, and maybe get some cannons up and use that to get in the game. Oh, this Archives is pretty late though. Oh, there's only 2 on gas. Very unfortunate for Whitey Kid there. But he does start it, and I think he... Oh, okay, you know, he probably just pulled that third one from gas to make the Archives, so it's not as bad as it looked.
That's what it seemed like.
Yeah, because I'm liking Whitey Kid's build a lot more than Gomatas. I don't know what happened there, but the Robo seemed quite late. Now, I think Gomatas is going to be fine. I don't think the Observer is going to be too late or anything, but I feel like Whitey Kid just executing slightly better here.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with the Observer is that choice. You have the Robo available to you. Like, are you actually gonna, like, you're not going for, like, maybe an early Reaver to get an early expansion, so you cut the Observatory, something like that.
Yeah.
But, like, and see, there's that support bay, not an Observatory.
Okay, shuts the Observatory just after, though. I think with Whitey coming across the map, it definitely puts more pressure on to get that Reaver. But if Gomatas, you know, pokes out, he'll see the goon count is not that high. Yeah, okay, he's going to try and come out through this choke, of course. That's not ideal for Gomatas, but he does have the numbers. Oh, that goon of Whitey getting so low. Oh, one more shot.
Right.
Oh, wow, very nicely done there by Whitey Kid that he sends the other units back to save it. And you know what, sacrificing that Zealot to save the goons I think is totally worth it in this case.
Yeah, especially since that's buying time to make sure these cans get up. And once you get doing the kind of follow-up that you usually see out of this DT build, get a couple of cannons, just make sure you don't get counter DT'd. That protects you and get that early expansion while your opponent has to deal with the KP boys.
We do indeed have a Reaver, just as you predicted.
Well, it's not a prediction on this one, actually. It's just one of those things in this matchup. You have to make that choice.
I see. You're covering all your bases in case he cancels and starts making Observering. Like, aha, you were wrong.
I mean, it is a low gas investment to just have the Observatory, but the way you ordered it, especially for these DT rushes, it's so important. And he's not blocking with units either. DT's going to get right in the main, and there's no Observer. Not for a little bit of time. Probably can depower that Robo.
Dude, he could just kill the Reaver. That would be a big enough blow. But yeah, here comes the damage. Going to try Mineral Walk. I mean, kudos for trying that, but it ain't easy. It is very hard to pull that off. Oh, he's doing a decent job, actually. Oh, he can use the Reaver. Dude, he can use the Reaver to splash this. But will the Reaver survive? Wow, this is really good mirror walking by Gomatas right now. Alright, go, shoot. The Reaver won't shoot. It has Scarabs. It's not doing anything. Maybe he's just using it to block this DT. Man, this DT is having a bad day. I can't believe this. And now the Observer's out. One shot goes down on the Reaver. And he takes it out with the probes. That was amazing micro by Gomatas. That's not easy to do at all.
Yeah, but even given how all that worked out, you think like, oh, DT got in. It didn't do all this damage. Well, both players got their expansions going. Y2Kid already working their way towards Storm. They got to skip that little stopgap of the Reaver. And even if you look at supply, like, it was kind of an investment, but he's only down a little bit, and he's going to have these cannons. I think he's going to be set up. He's going to be defensive now, but he's still set up in a pretty decent spot.
Well, you make it out like it's a privilege to skip the Reaver, but Gomatas might have the advantage where he can come in and harass before Storm's really coming into play. Because you need, you know, to have a decent army to come out and attack with Storm, I feel. So I think Whitey could potentially harass here, going for a second Reaver even before a shuttle. And I don't think he's too behind. Like I said, both players did get the expansion, so it's not like Y2Kid only expanded, Gomatas didn't. And let's just say it could have been a lot worse. Like, I'm very impressed right now with Gomatas.
Yeah, I remember playing Gomatas earlier in the season, and it seemed like he had a pretty solid idea of how to play PvP, an idea of what he wanted to do. And even like you can see this build, there's nothing out of the ordinary. It's no, I need to like sneak out some cheeky win or anything. It's just he's playing the stable standard game and feeling very comfortable with it. Yeah,
for sure. You know, it's not like after that DT went crazy and thought, oh, I need to counter or anything. He's just chilling, building up. I mean, I do like Y2Kid going straight for Storm there, though. A lot of players we see kind of just cease taking off with DT, and that's a big mistake. But he's got it. Storm's already complete. Just needs to put up another army behind it. Shuttle's finally coming out here. Where's this probe going?
You definitely need to get your Storm as fast as possible because you don't have that power unit of the Reaver. But if it's coming to attack you and it's in the shuttle, especially if they don't have speed, Storm is the easiest way to stop Reavers from having an impact in the fight.
But you have to be in position. Like, you're not going to have a Templar in the main, are you, surely? Unless
no,
but
but like if you go for this DT play, you're low on units. You're more scared about them breaking your expansion. 'Cause that's like kind of your other angle. Is like the DT maybe does a lot of damage, but it's also protecting my expansion. You're thinking about just making sure your economy is up online, which we can already see. While it gets still up a decent amount of probes. Actually, if you look, has a gateway advantage, so the units will come eventually. It's just it needs a little time to catch up.
Yeah, you know what? I think even despite the fact he lost some probes, the production was lacking a bit for Gomitas as well. But the shuttle is out. I think you're right about attacking the front. The Storm is very effective, but I still feel like Harass could go down here. Is there a second cannon? There is a second cannon in the main, so okay, you're getting fairly secure now.
Yeah, it is still a very big investment just to afford all these cans. This could have been extra Dragoons, could have been a faster robo to get some observers on the map. So it does come with the cost of what he's doing, but we can see like just Y2K very focused. That worker lead growing with no harass going down on either side, up to 7 now.
Just look at the minimap. Y2K doing a great job, just getting vision absolutely everywhere. I really like that because I think he knows this possibility Reaver could come in, but he has vision everywhere except this mineral only where Gomitas has a pile, and he somehow missed that. But I love that he spread everything out on the map, using that DT as well to spot third. It's looking really good for Y2K, I have to say. Like, he just seems to have more control over the game. Of course, his supply has slipped a little bit now, but I think he'll catch up with the gate count.
Yeah, I mean, you get the benefit of seeing the Reaver if it does move out, but one of the other things, if you notice where he's actually putting all this stuff, it's mainly, I think he just wants to have an idea if his opponent's taking a third base. Because if they're both on 2 base and he feels like he got the expansion earlier, he's pretty comfortable staying on 2 base. He's got the faster Templar tech. He's working towards the army where that's going to have a pretty good advantage. He just has to make sure his opponent isn't sneaking something away from him.
Yeah, well, I guess he's definitely working towards that end. It looks like he'll take the start on the fake high ground here. Yeah, I don't really see Gomitas being able to come in here because he has a pure Dragoon Reaver army, except for one Zealot. I believe Zealot speed is complete, is it not?
I'm honestly not sure. Those are definitely fast.
Yeah. So, I mean, with the amount of storms available here, the thing is, though, Y2K has his army a bit split right now. So, I don't know, if these Templars get eliminated without casting many storms, maybe Gomitas can take an engagement. But I think Gomitas is trying to take a third of his own here. I'm not sure if he's actually going to attack. Well, we'll wait and see.
Yeah, it is going to be hard, though, for Gomitas, the way he's positioned right now. You can see, like, there's just that giant clump of Dragoons. A big storm can have a really high impact, so as long as he doesn't get caught really out of position, it's going to be hard for Gomitas to actually attack into Y2K. I think he's just got to set up defensively and try to get the next expansion going.
Well, he has 2 shuttles with 2 Reavers each, making things hard for himself. Only bringing a small force right now. See if there's going to be a bit of a skirmish here. But yeah, definitely leaving a lot of stuff behind. Like, there's 3 Reavers in the natural right now, not doing anything. I mean, 4 Reavers is pretty formidable, especially against Speed Zealots, right? Those Speed Zealots will not last long at all against that. Okay, 1 Reaver walking across the ground, unfortunately.
Oh, we're actually even seeing Y2K use a little bit of that gas income that he had from before, actually adding on some Archons just to have a little more health in the army. Because it is lacking the Reaver, so it does need just a good amount of robust units protecting Templars.
Yeah, I mean, I think before your opponent has many Speed Zealots, so the Archons are not as worth it, because Dragoons are quite good against them, and I think Reavers are fine against them. Okay, here we go. Y2K somehow finagling his way up to the north here. If Gomitas has to come back through this choke in the engage, it's going to be very bad for him. The Reavers are sitting on the ground right now, but if anything comes near them, they will obliterate it. I mean, if Y2K comes over for an engage here and executes it right, it could be extremely advantageous.
Yeah, if he pushes just towards that natural a little bit, starts chipping away at that little bit of a pylon wall.
Oof,
even the DT, making sure that nothing's sneaking out of the space, still has that vision. And
Alright, here he comes.
In the natural.
Alright, so Gomitas is going to have to come back up through this choke here. There's so many storms available, this could be a massacre. Oh, one goes down right away. Really nice storm there. really perfect storms, in fact, like just hitting right in the middle of that clump of goons. Oh my god, they're just devastating. And meanwhile, he's just tearing through the natural. Heaps of storms still available. Now, the advantage of the shuttles, they can reposition like this, one of them coming over to this side, so Gamertat's going to have like something of a flank here. And you know what, Y2 Kid's army is getting whittled down here despite the storms. Great storm on the Reavers though, moves to pick them up. Storm's going down on both sides, oh my god. Wow, really good Reaver micro so far from Gamertat, but loses the shuttle on the right, and the storms go down the Reavers again. But there's only one storm left, and it seems like Gamertat comes out on top.
Yeah, the storms hit a good amount of Dragoons doing a lot of damage, but the real key here is that you got to get the storm on the shuttle. So even if you drop the Reaver, it's hitting the shuttle, it's hitting the Reaver, it's taking out those real power units, because Dragoons are not the big concern you have there. It is these Reavers. The Kid did actually push up into that big high ground third a little bit and lost a bunch of Zealots and a couple of Templar, without having any effectiveness. But all this bought him time. Look at that third base up and running.
The main thing here is that Gamertat's lost 3 of the 4 high-value Reavers, right? Oh wait, no, he has 2 left in that shuttle. I thought that shuttle died. Huh. When I looked over, like, the Reavers were getting stormed and the shuttle was nowhere inside. I guess it just got left behind, so never mind. He actually still has 3 Reavers. Yeah, he could definitely counter, I think, here, though. Because definitely with this base up, Whitekid's going to pull way ahead. So I think the onus is on Gamertat to make something happen. It looks like he will come across. Okay, he's going to expand himself. 6 Templars in production. Good lord.
I'm here DT in the natural, though. It's chipping away a little bit.
Oh, I missed that.
Getting up to 5 kills.
Oh, that's a big deal.
There's a couple of cannons there that got taken out, so dropping the ball with the observer placement finds an opportunity to get a little extra damage. That's
pretty huge, because Gamertat's already down in economy, so every extra probe you kill is a pretty big deal. And pulls it out, doesn't like lose it too brazenly. Really good DT usage there.
Yeah, it's making sure that third mineral only doesn't get taken. So if there is any base to be had from Gometis, it's got to be that big high ground pretty much. We do see that coming up for Y2 Kid, that shuttle speed. That's like the big equalizer of late game harassment, especially like how fast things die to a storm drop. That's like Reaver harass feels nice. Storm drop feels like Christmas. It is just the perfect kind of thing.
Well, you know, Reaver drops like all the hype. Like, I don't know if it's going to blow everything up or do nothing at all. And then Storm drops are just like, yeah, you're going to die.
Yeah, absolutely. But we do see that despite the worker lead that Y2 Kid has, like that fight that he took earlier, he lost a good amount of supply, but he's claiming it right back up. I think Gometis being comfortable trying to just take a third base and catch up. Y2 Kid's taking a 4th, clearing out, like, if they wanted to start taking a 5th too, has a bunch of gateways. I feel like this level of passiveness from Gometis might actually cost him the game later on.
Well, I mean, there's 2 ways to look at it. Yeah, I think you're right that Y2 Kid will take the advantage here, but if both players end up maxed in a very long game, I think it's fine to just sit defensive and try and build up. Yeah, I don't know. It's questionable if he would have been able to pull off a counterattack because there's cannons around the place. And so if you can really just drag the game out... Wow, actually, Y2 Kid double expanding though, or at least he's about to. So he's really taking full advantage here.
Yeah, but even like this guy on the base count, which is already a big lead, and Y2 Kid having the extra probes to saturate them. Yeah, just looking at the production of it all, that the Gomet is very far behind in the actual gateway count. So if that big fight happens, and it isn't a landslide win for either player, Y2 Kid's going to definitely have the advantage getting back to that point in fighting form. Yeah,
you're pretty right about that. I mean, Gometis has like a mostly Zealot Archon composition here, whereas Y2 Kid has a few more Dragoons. I think Y2 Kid's composition is probably better here, except there are those Reavers. Oh, you know what? That makes sense, actually. If all 4 Reavers, I guess you don't need as many Dragoons. Oh my gosh, if these Reavers get shots here, it could be huge. Even just a storm on this army would be enormous. Where'd that shuttle go? Okay, it's just chilling for now. Okay, Gometis coming in here. Y2 Kid has seen him, he engages. Where are the storms?
A lot of the army split up for Y2 Kid, though. This is bad. Gometis finds the opportunity.
Doing huge damage to both players here. The Reavers drop. They're quite far back, but they're getting some shots in on Zealots. It looks like Gometis going to power through here, just with the superior number of Zealots. And like you said, Y2 Kid's army not all together at first. Oh my gosh, no. Gometis crushing this. Wow. That was super one-sided.
Yeah, I mean, like, even, like, we already knew that Y2 Kid had the smaller army, but he got caught out of position, and he has some army committed for a drop, which he's not taking advantage of in the top left, so his army definitely looking a lot weaker than you would think, but just by taking a glance at the supplies. Gomez is going to be able to push through and at least take out this natural, maybe go into the production lines.
You know, I think these 4 Archons definitely paid off. I was criticizing it before, but now that YG Kids had so many more Zealots, his Archons actually shred them. And you've like 3 Reavers in the back, like that's a lot more firepower as well. Zealot's trying to come into the 3rd here, but there's plenty of cannons there to deal with them.
Well, also one of the big things about Archons in particular is that they feel flimsy in PvP sometimes just because they take that full damage from a Reaver shot, but if your army doesn't have Reavers, they actually do have a lot of health, and it takes a while to get through them.
So, I mean, if YGQ can somehow hold his main here, he probably wouldn't be out of this game, because he does have this other base on the right at the 3 o'clock. But it looks like Gomitas is out for blood. He's trying to push in here. I mean, a round of units going to pop out, and it might be a bit formidable. These Archons are all fairly injured, I think. Oh, actually, no, never mind. Only one of them slightly touched. GG. Wow, Gomitas, a really powerful attack there.
Yeah, just showing how important it is to not get your army caught in a bad spot, especially if you don't have those Reavers, that big muscle. Like, if you're just trying to do, like, little gateway man stuff, you need to keep your stuff together, because otherwise the fights can just go so fast in a bad direction, and you won't be able to catch back up.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm surprised that Gomitas won there, because Whitekeep was looking really good. He was doing everything really well, I thought. But yeah, I think Gomitas just got to get better composition as well as better engaged there.
Yeah, it just Whitekill was moving onto the map in Spy where it's like he knows he had way more bases, more production. There's no reason to be trying to push forward again. He's just trying to do too much at once.
Alright, in the bottom left, in the blue, it's Gomitas. And in the top left, in the green, it's White Kid. Gomitas up one game, going into our second game on Eddie here.
Yeah, now the question is, you reveal game 1. I did the DT thing. I like the DT thing. What do you do game 2? What does your opponent do in game 2? This is like PvP when you do a series of games actually becomes really fun. I think the reputation the matchup tends to have a little bit is more when you play ladder against one random guy and you'll never play them again. Then it's coin flippy. But if you do like a nice evolved series where you can like do the mind games and get into it a little bit, it's actually pretty fun.
I reckon I'd just go DT again because that's the last thing I'll expect, right?
I mean, maybe DT's. I don't mind the DT play on a map like this because just making sure you can set up your expansion pretty fast is nice. Yeah, and the DTs, while your army is not very big, it does help you make sure you can get your expansion set up quickly. The other thing to think about is with this kind of map where the center's pretty open to move around, enters those inverted ramps. I wouldn't be surprised if one of the players does go for a more heavy gateway style, maybe like a 3 gateway observer, or just all in, like an all in with goons on one base.
Yeah, definitely.
Which DTs might be good against that too, depending if they skip the observer.
You can get a very good contain ups for 3-8 obs and then expand yourself with this reverse ramp here. Yeah, I mean that's what makes DTs good though, right? Because the observer's going to be later with that.
Yeah, I mean it's just the whole thing about PvP is just trying to figure out like, are you getting DTs? Are you getting detection? Or are you calling your opponent out that you don't need detection?
Yeah, basically. Okay, why'd you get setting a scout way earlier here, by the way?
I think it's important for him, if he has certain builds tailored, to figure out where his opponent starts, because you need to have an idea of what you're dealing with. If you can't get into your opponent's main, it's going to be the same thing that happened on Sylphid, where the ramp's locked off and you got to guess.
Well, it looks like Gomitas is going to get lucky and scout first here.
Yeah, that feels nice.
Why is Kid having to go the long way around?
Yeah, I'll be curious to see what the choice is when Y2Kid gets to the other base and realizes, at the very least, it's not cross positions. I don't know if he's going to be able to actually get in and get the scout off. I think if that first Zealot comes out, you can actually block the ramp pretty effectively here if you position it right.
With one Zealot? Or you mean with a Zealot under Goon?
I think like there's a spot with the Zealot to do it.
Maybe I disagree. On this map, not one Zealot, no. You're going to need 2 units. Like, I think a Zealot and a Probe could probably technically do it. But one Zealot definitely not, I'm afraid. Well,
I would love to be proven wrong on that one. I know I've lost my probe that way. That just might be me being bad then.
I mean, the Zealot can hit it as it runs past, but it should be able to get in, I think. Oh, Gomitas probe needs to run.
Well,
It's an angry
actually,
zealot out to smack him.
this is key information for Gomez if he gets in there and like for a while that the Cybernetics Corp wasn't researching. That's usually an easy way to indicate if there is going to be DTs. You'll see that probe gets in. It takes 2 shots, but not the 3 it needs. It's going to get in, see what's going on, but it's nothing notable yet.
Yes, Gomatess waiting to commit, I think, until the first goon is out here. Okay, second gate coming up from Whitey Kid here. He might be pursuing the goon heavy strategy here. Well, Gomatess, now the time has come. I think it's going to be Rubo again, based on that pylon, actually. Whereas Waju Kid going for more gateways here. I think Gomatess might have to get the Reaver to defend. We'll see how we go.
I mean, the second gateway this early doesn't really indicate anything, because you can basically, if you want to, just ending with the 2 gates in the Robo is a good way to play like a nice middle of the road strategy. It doesn't particularly matter the order you get them in as much.
Okay, well, but he's going to have the goon count though against 1 gate Robo build.
Yeah, one gate Robo expand is pretty nice, good economic focus.
And it is the 3 gate goon. Okay, so it's kind of on Gomatess to be able to hold out now. This is going to be tricky.
Well, we'll have to see if this attack can like get going online, because if you don't really have that great idea what your opponent's doing, you got to decide if you're going to get that observer and just play it safe, or are you just going to go goons and attack earlier.
Well, surely if you're going 3 gate goon, no matter what, you want to move out onto the map, because that's like the most aggressive thing you can do. And if your opponent is going GT, it'd be all the better to not be stuck in your base, wouldn't it? And like you can counter maybe or buy some time that way.
I think that is how you want to play it. The timings of like how you would move on the map and like how everything would line up. This is the kind of thing I'm not super experienced with some of these openings, but Y2 Kid just has the gateways making the units, and I'm actually surprised he's not moving out already to get some pressure on.
Yeah, I mean the thing is with this number of goons, you probably want to move out just to like see how many goons your opponent has, if nothing else. But I mean, if you wait for a big number, it's probably more effective too. Just you're taking more of a gamble there. Okay, so Gomatess, by the way, not getting the support bay, really just playing for the 3 gate observer. So he might have expected DT here. This is going to give Y2 Kid a slight advantage, I think, because Gomatess gateways are quite later.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a goon count, and if Gomez is going to sit on the ramp and just like stay on the low ground, he might be in a bad spot. But having that observer and really getting the idea of what your opponent's doing, notably when they're going for that expansion, is going to be a big deal. So the observer definitely not useless, even though it is not actually against DTs.
Look, I think Gomatess can't really come out on the map. He just has to defend his ramp and tech for Reaper, I think, is his only real option, because he's just not going to have the goon count. He is moving out here. Well, I say this, but there is a defender's advantage, of course. But Gomatess got the supply blocked a bit, unfortunately, so he's not going to be able to rally quite as many as Y2 Kid is. Right, Y2 Kid coming straight in. Well, not really a very good engage for Y2 Kid, though. One goon just running in and tanking all the shots, so actually that kind of switches the balance up a bit. Y2 Kid's reinforcements on the way, but has to kite back a bit.
Oh, better focus fire at the start of this for Gomatess. Group count really starts to snowball.
Great micro by Gomatess. Does take out that one on the right though, but really doing his best to dance them away. But you can see already, like Y2 Kid's only 1 behind here, and more reinforcements for him are rallying. I think that Zealot really going to town too.
I mean, there's a group being made for Gomatess too. So if they keep trading, it's actually going to be ended up being good for Gomatess, because why did they cut their probe production for a little while to get this online? So the economy not particularly great for him right now. It's going to have to decide if they want to transition out of it or keep trying to make the attack happen. But I think Gomatess should be able to defend this. Has equal production at this point. It's going to be hard for Y2 Kid to actually find a fight that's going to be favorable.
No support bay coming up just yet, which is really what's going to give Gomatess the huge advantage here if he can tech fasten his opponent. But Y2 Kid actually getting the expand super fast, I think. Well, I say that, but he's spending all his money on goons at the moment. But I think he will expand first, so if Gomatess can't get... oh, okay, he's going to get an expand of his own. Okay, interesting. Both players just going to macro up here, it looks like.
Yeah, I definitely... Like, Y2 Kid gonna have that expansion up early, which feels like it's gonna be good, but I don't like the choice that Y2 Kid did to get there. Going for that kind of like emergency, getting a forge and cannons for detection, so he doesn't have the robo. Very, like, kind of wasting money on stuff that's not as good. He sees the attack not going well for Y2 Kid, losing a bunch of goons. How is he gonna actually defend his expansion?
Yeah,
if Gomez just walks across the map?
Well, well, he's got this kind of flank, I guess. Picks off that ninja goon in the back, and now he's got the high ground. I mean, he can keep fighting here. I mean, he does need to keep his opponent at this end of the map, but he hasn't started his Nexus yet, whereas Gomitas actually has. Oh no, stepping right in against a superior number of goons. I think White Ticket's going to lose everything here. Yeah, not even trying to retreat until now.
Yeah, and unlike some matchups where, oh, losing another free one, that's not what you need to be doing right now. But unlike some mirror matchups where it's like, you're trading units back and forth, things look very similar. Because of how many goons you need to actually do more critical hits on their goons, it snowballs super easily, especially at these lower numbers where having 6 versus 5 versus 4 makes a big difference.
Yeah, man, like, goons are really good at killing other goons. There's something poetic in that, like, you know, someone's like, oh, humans only kill other humans. Maybe Protoss only kill other Protoss with efficiency.
And we actually see Gomez setting up a little bit of a contain, not committing to any real aggression.
One rally gate. Yeah, I mean, if White Kid just keep rallying goons in, this is going to be a very cost-effective contain. Okay, White Kid did get his Nexus up, though. I mean, one cannon is not that much, but this choke would be a bit awkward to attack into. And I don't think Gomitas has that much of an advantage at the moment.
I mean, you don't even need it, though. Like, quietly, like, the builds feel very similar. There's nothing crazy going on, but quietly, Gomez is up 15 supply.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when I say the advantage, I mean, sorry, the advantage on the field right now. Here, definitely in the game, he has the advantage.
Yeah, but it's like it's not like anything felt drastically different because like the worker advantage has kind of been there the whole game. It's been similar Dragoon counts the whole game. So it's just, I think, during these little micro fights, Gomez is not dropping the macro ball a little bit. And
absolutely. And I would say Gomitas actually just microed a bit better as well.
Yeah, definitely had some really nice focus fire and some of the small little skirmishes.
Great dancing as well. He pulled back some goons that were very close to death. Unfortunately, I was going to say, look at these injured goons, but oh yeah, there's one. See, one surviving on 22 HP. A lot of them did die in the end, but still was more efficient than it could have been. That's a lot of goons for Gomitas right now.
Yeah, you see now both players just teching out the same amount of buildings, like just getting that production. But Gomez just has such a bigger army. I don't know how you actually attack this Y2 kid because you can see right now, like going for the faster zealot speed at least, but there's still no Reavers anywhere. There's no shuttles. There's not like a lot of gateways or Templar tech. If you're just going to attack them with raw units and you don't have more of the raw units, like it's not going to go well.
Yeah, I would have said like Storms is a good thing for White Kid to do because he hasn't spent as much gas on the servers. And Storm Drops are definitely one way to come back, but he's not opting for that option, going instead for the Zealot speed. Gomitas not getting a Templar Archives yet either though. Oh, he might be about to start it. I'm waiting. There it goes. Nope, that's a gateway. God damn it. No, that's another gateway.
I appreciate you trying.
Oh, why do I ever commit to anything? So no one getting a Temple Archives just yet. But Gomitas going to have much more autonomy to spam out Speed Zealots here. Shuttle coming up for Gomitas though. I'm not sure what he's going to put in that. He doesn't have a support bay, does he? That I missed?
He does not, but if you were gonna go for a shuttle with a Reaver to do harassment, you'd start the shuttle first and build a support way. When it's about halfway done, so it lines up, they finish at the same time.
We'll see if that's what he goes for here. Maybe he thought he started his Templar Archives, but indeed he did not.
And finally, we're seeing the Temple Archives start going down for Y2K. The Citadel, it felt like he went for it fast enough where it could be useful in the army, so I'm surprised it took this long to begin with, but finally getting that on the way, I think it's going to be okay, but we can see, like, there's been nothing happening between the two players. They're just kind of building up their armies, but Y2K not adding that pro production, so 2-base versus 2-base, but Gomez just has so much more resources to play with.
I think it finally does, yeah. Both players going for Templar. I mean, YGK is going to have a bit of a window, I feel like, where he's going to have Storm first, and maybe you can make something happen. I mean, maybe you could just use it to secure his third. I don't know what the play is here. Like I said, I would have thought Storm Drop's a good way to come back, but Gomitas covering all the vision. But I mean, that natural, look at that natural of Gomitas. Like, I can just see a shuttle flying in and boom, everything dies.
Oh, you can see that all too often. It's,
yeah. When I go to sleep and close my eyes, I see that happening. Mostly to Zerg, not so much to Protoss, but I still see it.
Hey, it can happen to Terran too, don't forget that.
Yeah, it's really not as bad though. I mean, come on, SCVs are tanky. And to be honest, a lot of the time when, like, Protoss kills, like, 15 ACVs, it's not that bad because you're already just, like, banking minerals trying to get max on tanks.
Yeah. Now, one of the small advantages that
Whoa.
I see Y2 could have. Ooh, that's what you're doing with the shuttle. I love this
Yeah.
play from Go Metas. This is the kind of thing that if you're caught out of position and you don't have that vision, doing a DT drop kills tech buildings so fast.
And you
It's
know,
absurd.
a cannon here is more of a liability than an asset, really, because the DTs are going to like two-shot it basically. So like it's kind of just free kill. Now I don't know how many observers Whitey Kid has. In fact, does he have any with his army? I'm looking around. Does he have any at all? Wait a minute.
Y2 doesn't have a robo.
Are you kidding
No,
me?
there's no observers.
Oh, I thought he had observed for some reason. My god. Oh, look at this play. I like this by Gomentas going for this island third. Although I'm pretty sure that pylon blocks it, unfortunately. But I can kill. He can kill that off with the goon. It's no big deal. But I like that play because White Kid's not really going to be able to contest that. I don't feel like.
Oh, there's no observers. Look at these DTs just running into the army.
Oh, this is horrible for Y2 Kid. It's just like, aha, it's time to attack. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, I mean, they're only doing shield damage so far.
I mean, honestly, that might have been a blessing in disguise, though, for Y2K. If he walked into the attack, with Gomez having this big game spread with the high ground with their army and the DTs.
I say Y2 Kid had the far superior composition here with mostly Zealots against pure Goon. Like, he has enough Goons of his own to back it up. And the Zealots don't care about high ground. They're just going to get on top and do melee damage, right? So, these DTs coming over the third is just like, alright, I'm not building anything. I'm cancelling. I don't know. I feel like Y2 Kid could have taken a fight if not for those DTs. Oh my god.
I mean, it's not a superior composition. Pure Goon, yes. Pure Goon DT when you don't have observers? No, there's no army that's superior to having DTs destroy all your crap.
I guess you're right about that. I'm sad he didn't bring the shuttle and drop in the main here, though. I mean, he still could. The second cannon is going up, though. I think Y2 Kid is aware of this possibility. And the Robo finally is like, oh, wait, I need that, don't I?
Yeah, maybe one of those oops moments where you think you started and just didn't have the money at the time or something. Happens to the best of us.
Oh, every time with my academy and TVZ. Every time. Okay, this DT looking for this probe. The hunter and the hunted, but the probe might sneak by and start a base here. Ah, puts that pylon way out.
We're seeing
as far as you can.
I've seen some stuff from Y2 Kid, which I would like it in most situations, but it just feels a little bit misplaced here. Like, he's getting a second forge, so you go for a double late game upgrades, but he's been neglecting his worker count so heavily. Like, why go for the late game play if you haven't been late game focused?
Well, I mean, he does have to kind of drag the game out to bring it back, though. So if he's going to play a defensive game and just like sit back on his side of the map, I think it makes sense to try and get the upgrades in the long term. Okay, he's done this third. Probably needs some detection over there. Oh, these DTs coming in again.
It's just being truly obnoxious, though.
You know, I think Cortez could have taken a good advantage. Oh wow, testing that palm is fine. If he moved his army across, he could set up like a contained position, basically, but he's not doing that. Now the observer's out, this DT is going to be forced back. And Y2 Kid is going to come out on the map with the full force of his army.
Yeah, the big advantage right now between these two armies, though, Gomez storms are finished, has the High Templar building energy, so he's got everything he needs, but does not have the Zealot speed yet, so that could be the one thing that might be able to get Y2 Kid a favorable fight.
Oh, he's not even researching it. Okay, he just started. Why'd I say things? Every time. This threat for Gomitas still not being used. But yeah, it seems like Gomitas just like one step ahead with the tech every time.
He's moving around DTs. He's looking for that other base. He's got to assume at this point Y2 Kid's not still on 2 base, so he's trying to find if there's a third. Because as Gomez is about to get to max supply here, he wants to take a fight, but Y2 Kid's going to bring the fight to him instead.
Oh my gosh, he's going in single file. I don't know about this. He's not bothering to position properly. He's just like, alright, time to aim move my whole army across the map. Immediately he decides that was not such a good idea. Pulls back a bit here. Okay, he's going to bait Gomitas onto the low ground. I mean, with Zealot speed done, he could potentially take a fight. Okay, he's pulling all the way back, though. I think it was just way too ambitious there. Again, he's clustering his whole army in one place. And Gomitas is out for blood, though. He's coming across. Storms are available. Oh, good one in the center there. All of Gomitas Zealots getting taken out pretty quickly, and Y2 Kid Zealots coming in now. I don't know, this looks pretty good for Y2 Kid to me, because the Goon Count is not bad at all, and the Zealots getting top of the Goons here. There's still a couple of Storms available, but those Zealots doing huge damage right now. Gomitas not casting all his Storms. Templar's dying with energy right now. Still 2 Templars.
Here comes a
Oh.
big reinforce from Gomez, so that's going to swing the fight back around. With White Kid down to just Dragoons, like you were saying before, the Zealots are the answer to win these fights. But Zealots and Storms really taking out this Goon supply, and White Kid is back down to the 40 supply deficit they were at, but now it's much lower numbers.
60 supply even deficit right now.
Ooh.
Yeah, I guess that reinforcement wave really turned things around. It looked so good for White Kid at first. Okay, and
oh no, are the probes going to betray him and reveal the base?
I mean, he's definitely seen that. I don't know if he noticed. Yeah, he's like, hang on a minute. Where's May going? He does pull back, but I think he knows. He has that DT in the top right. He immediately sends it. I think he's going to find this base right now. Of course, the DT can't do anything with so many cannons there, but it's only a matter of time till Gomitas sends his army and can crush that.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to figure out what's going to be the play for White Kid to actually hold that base. If Gomez tries to fight it and really commits to it, I think it's just very vulnerable with the angles you can attack it from.
Well, White Kid picking off these Zealots is a pretty nice move. I'm getting them almost for free, really. But, oh my god, he's so aggressive. I can't believe he's trying to push after losing that big fight. Maybe he doesn't realize that Gomitas is producing so much more here and thinks he can remax faster. Well,
I mean, he probably isn't aware of that island base either, so might think that Gomez is still on 2.
To be fair, the island base has not mined that much yet this game, but Gomitas really just ahead from the earlier game, getting that Nexus first, the natural. Well, I mean, this is a good spot for White Kid, but I really just think he doesn't have enough. And look how many Zealots are streaming in. Oh my gosh. Yeah, these goons are not going to escape with that many Zealots coming in.
Yeah, I love that feeling when you just send speed Zealots in, like, I'm going to throw my money at you.
Yeah, for sure. Alright, so Gomitas is going to come up here, and he knows about this base now. I didn't see it, but the DT did get taken out there. Oh, why'd you keep taking another base in the top right, though? I mean, honestly, in this situation, I think it's a good move. Just try and do something sneaky like that. Gomitas probably won't give him the time, though. Okay, I keep trying to come down here, but his cannons are already getting vaporized.
Yeah, there's a couple Templar here too, so it's gonna be hard to actually move in and get anything done.
Oh.
The storm going through, you put some damage on the Templar before they can really be helpful to defend too.
Nice Storm's taking those out. White Kid trying his best with his one Storm, but that's really not enough, and that's it. GG.
Dang. So Gomez taking that with a clean 2-0 and just showing it. Like, I don't think it was anything really wrong with the builds or the strategy the player did. Just a little bit better fundamental play, unfortunately.
Right, so that would be one more game for Socialized Healthcare, yes?
Yes, sir.
Alright, well that puts the scores at 6 for Socialized Healthcare, 5 for Passion Daddies. Very neck and neck so far. Let's get into our next series.
Okay, yeah, this next one we got a Terran versus Zerg on the plate.
Alright, in the bottom left, in the red, it's Martial. And in the bottom right, in the orange, it's Ungnas. Again, I'm not sure about the teams here. Is Martial Socialized Healthcare?
Yeah.
Alright, there you go. So, Ungnas for Passion Daddies. So much easier when I cast Operation New Decision, because I just know everyone who's on my team.
I mean, that'd be really sad if you didn't. You'd be like, who? I don't know.
Not gonna lie, every season there's people on your team who are like, wait a minute, who's that?
Yeah, there's definitely been a couple of those, but it's easy for at least this team to remember because half of it's admins.
Yeah, that's true. Guys, CPL is not corrupt, alright? All the admins just playing on one team for convenience.
Nah, I want to see those conspiracy theories.
No, man, no theory, it's fact. Like, you just pay Snipes and Benjamins, that's it.
Oh, Jesse's gonna bite your name a little bit, man. You gotta defend that.
Dude, Neblemon's taken in StarCraft 2. I didn't make it either. That's how the joke started, Jesse. Someone doing exactly what you're doing. You think you're original, man? People were doing this, like, I don't know, like 8 years ago. Not even making that up. It's true.
Well, we got a little ZVT, a little bit of fun, and we're on we're not on the super high tier. I wouldn't be surprised if it's either going to be, I think they do the strategies that have been around for a decade and people are comfortable with because they've been playing forever, or it's just grab those Goliaths because they're so easy. Just make them. Just make the units.
You're like the devil on the shoulder, just saying, let's just get the Goliaths. They're so easy to use. You'll never have to worry about Mutalisks again. I'm like the angel on the shoulder saying, no, like, SK Terran.
If I play Terran, I would definitely be playing that build.
Of course.
Like, why would?
Yeah, you're right. It's pretty good. This double scout, by the way, I think Marshall worried about 9-pull here. The more typical thing to do is you scout one spot, and if you don't find the Zerg, you send another SCV that's halfway to check for links, basically. But Marshall's going to make absolutely sure of it. It is a hatch first, in fact, so nothing to worry about this time. And Marshall not taking any gas, by the way.
Well, then you're lucking out. Building up a lot of money so far, though. So I'm guessing this is just going to be like a Rax expand, right? With the amount of money they have left over.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's very limited options where you don't take gas on one base. Like, you could go like 2x Academy one base, but it's pretty bad. Like, it's really weird if you do that, like, against a 2H build, basically. Even though you're doing a one-base play, you stay in your base and tell vessels. It's super weird.
Now, like, you're talking about a 2-hatch, but that is something we are playing the majority of teams in Europe, so you have the lag to contend with, and we're in Tier 2, which is a little bit lower, a little more on, like, the average kind of player level. Do you actually think that a lot of people are doing 2-hatch kind of plays, or are they kind of doing the little more comfortable, little safer 3-hatch just because it's a little easier to manage?
Oh, we're certainly seeing 2H in this game. Look, it doesn't seem like 2H is even better at the lower level you are, because Terran's less likely to be able to defend the mutas effectively.
That's fair.
But yeah, it is 2H in this game at least. Look at this SCV out here. Oh, isn't that scout SCV is Marshall, but he did know the lair was coming, so he got pretty good info. And he has a backup. I don't know if he's going to send that in or just hide it for later.
I don't think it's going to get hidden for long. These links might just find it as they're going towards the Terran base anyway.
I believe, unfortunately, that bunker is blocking the comp stat, but I suppose Marshall can always kill it later. But yeah, setting up a nice Ling Sim City there at the natural. Oh, this SCV. Can he get in? Oh, okay, he gets in.
Man, it's a little unfortunate getting in and seeing what the lair is. Like, you're still not seeing a Hydra Den. You gotta have a reasonable expectation from Mutas.
Yes, exactly. Although he didn't scout every possible spot, to be honest. I guess he's just hoping he would have seen it already. Whoa. This SCV really trying to duck and weave. Okay, well, I think he'll know now for sure.
I mean, that could be the next level play. Puts a Spire up at the natural. That's a smart move because Link Speed about to kick in and make sure the SCV dies. But I think at this point you could just assume that's what's coming, even if you don't see it.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Marshall's up to here, by the way, because there's no second barracks and no academy coming down. I don't know if he's going to be prepared in time for these Mutalisks.
He's actually not even consistently building out of the barracks he already has. This is seems a little bit off for this build. I'm not sure how much I like this one.
Okay, the academy starts now. I don't know where that is. Oh, it's down in the... No? Oh, up above the gas. Okay. So he's going to get that academy up, and he's starting eBay fairly soon as well for these units coming pretty fast.
Here comes the second barracks now, but that does just seem like later than it needed to be. But
yeah, I gotta say, Ingna's having a pretty good, consistent build here, whereas Marshall, I think not. So I think that'll give Ignas the advantage. We'll have to see.
Yeah, we're trying to get another SV scout, but now with the Ling Speed, that doesn't get halfway across the map. There's no concerns on that one.
Ooh,
and we do
fast.
see a third hatchery get taken from Ugnast over in the 3 o'clock.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, actually, there is no stim timing here because the academy is so late, so I don't know if he knew that, but it's a good move, I think. Definitely be able to get that up. And so he probably will be taking out a Mutalisk, I think, with that third base going online. Unless that's really hardcore play, we just make 3 base Mutalisk and, like, rotate them. But that's pretty extreme. Okay, 5 Mutalisks on the way. The eBay is just finishing, so I believe Marshall has time for turrets if he's quick. We'll see. Okay, yeah. There we go. He does start him. So I think he's
finally got the medics
fine.
on the way too, but everything just seems a little bit late. I think there's going to be a place where you can find a real vulnerability with these mutas. But the turret placements actually seems like it's covering all the things you'd want to hit early.
For sure, but the problem is his barracks placement is not ideal, so it means he has to put the turrets in not ideal spots. Because the main weakness I see is this choke from the main to the natural isn't covered by turrets. Okay, scans the main, doesn't see a spire. He still doesn't have a scan available though. Oh wait, no he doesn't because his barracks is in the way. I mean his bunker is in the way. Okay, Bermuda's coming in.
Play third.
Gotta be careful of that bunker there. Copying a lot of damage from that, actually. Oh my gosh, taking so much damage so far. Martial was very quick on the draw to stim there. He noticed right away. He got good damage down. Ignace actually kind of just has to turn around with a bloody nose right now. I don't believe Marine Ranger's research yet, though. It hasn't started, so... Okay, there we go. It just starts now. So there's the window where Ignace can definitely get more stuff done. He needs to be careful near that bunker. Can do a lot of damage very quickly. You can find it at the top here, but there is a turret.
Yeah, these Muta's already taken a lot of damage, pretty bruised. I'm actually surprised that initial poke with the damage, after seeing all the stuff by the bunker, and there's no look into the main. If you're getting caught out in the middle of the field, you're going to be able to get some things, but you got to make sure you don't take a lot of free damage from these Marines.
I mean, this is a very small Marine force, though. I feel like once you start to pick off a couple, like, you can easily pounce on that. Like, even if you just got 2 Marines, that's like a considerable portion of this force, right? But he's going to retreat and regroup, try and get more Mutalisks here. Sunken is available to naturally choose to make it. Really just make sure that third is secure right now. And more Mutas popping. So he actually got +1 air attack here, so I'm not sure if Ignace is planning to just keep making Mutalisks or not.
I mean, especially since we haven't seen the Hydra Den get started yet, not indicating that transition to Lurker for a while. I do think it is going to be a little more invested in Mutas, using those as like the muscle of the force. Actually, we're just seeing right now, trying to make a lot of drones.
Okay, so here's the Evo chamber, so I think he's going to go for Ultralisk here, getting that carapace extremely early. So I think he's just going to try and take up to Hive, go to Ultralisk, use the Mutalisk to buy time for that. It's a pretty good strategy, very common. Martial coming up to the natural here. Only one Sunken is complete. If he stims now before the Mutalisks are back, but no, the Mutalisks swing back just in time. Need to be very careful with Mutalisk movement here as Ignace, because they're required to defend. Great swipe there. Okay, good micro by Ignace there. Does lose one, but he takes out quite a few Marines there, so definitely does have the capability. Yeah, Martial can't.
Meanwhile, we'll see from Martial trying to do more of this SCP scouting, getting an idea of what the economy is like for the Zerg. And you can see it's like just you're gonna get not much of an indication of what's happening. I think not having that second scan at the natural is still really hurting.
Oh yeah. Okay, he's gonna kill that bunker now. But yeah, scans are like super useful in any matchup. Well, in TVT, it's like minerals or scans. It's a pretty hard choice. I'd probably rather have scans. But in the other 2 matchups, they're still very good. Okay, so there's a bunch of Mutalisks coming in here to the main. There are a bunch of turrets up though, so I'm not sure how much this is going to get done.
I mean, it delays the science facility, so that's not bad at all.
Oh, it was like 90% done too. But yeah, that turret at the back is like barely in range here, so it's quite well placed. Bouncing onto it though is actually doing a lot of damage to it. It might fall if he's not careful here. Oh, that turret is getting so damaged. Finally trying to repair, but it does get taken out. And now the science facility has no defense. Uh-oh.
Yeah, is he going to actually get to finish it? Finally completes it just barely. Loses like 5 SCVs to get the job done. Meanwhile, though, Terran trying to look forward, see if they can push to the natural.
Oh, he's
they
going
stim,
for it.
But don't move in.
The ones who aren't stimmed move in first. Look at that Evo going down just in time, by the way, trying to block up these Marines. Doing a great job. But I think Martial has enough to break through here, but the Mutas are on their way back. Will there be enough Marines left over? I don't know. These Mutas are a bit bruised as well from fighting those turrets. Takes out the last Sunken. Another one on the way. Some Lings out as well. I think Zerg barely has enough, but he's not mutamicroing properly. These Mutas are not stacked, so he's actually able to take a few of them out. That Sunken about to finish. Oh, I don't know. This is going to be close. Not targeting the Sunken. I think Terran will be pushed back here. Ooh. That's a bit awkward for Terran, because now he's lost most of his army, and Ultralisks are going to be coming out not before too long. Okay, the Hive just started actually, so I take that back. The Hive's quite late here. I would have expected Ultralisks, but they're not coming out soon, so Martial does have some time to rebuild here.
I mean, I still think that might be the angle we're going for. We're still not seeing a Hydra Den, no Lurker decks.
Oh, this is like
giant gas bank.
He's going to get Ensnare here, and like do an Ensnare Ultralisk timing that's extremely difficult for the Terran to survive. Terran needs to stay up for a third base here, and does have capability to produce vessels. Wait a minute. Did he kill the science facility? He did. The Mutalisk killed it when I was looking at that attack at the front. Holy crap.
Yeah, I didn't think he had enough Mutas to do that, but I would explain why he lost a bunch, I guess, to the turret. Oh, yeah. That's unfortunate.
Well, he had already taken a lot of damage before I looked away, actually. I didn't think there was any more damage that went down. I think he just picked it off for free, actually.
Well, there is a science facility up at the top side. Yeah. And we're actually seeing from Martial. He's still building up his Bioforce, but added on a couple tanks, and with there's not a lot of units here. I don't think with this level of mutas, if that tanks just roll across the map and siege up, it's going to be very hard to do anything about it.
Yeah, you know, I think this would have been a good position for Ugnas if he hadn't had to lose all his mutas defending. Like, killing the science facility and making Terran attack Sunkens and, like, still surviving would be great, but without those mutalisks, what can he do against a tank push like this? Like, I think Jaedong himself, I can quote him, he said, against this kind of push, the muta micro is what helps you survive. Like, that's your only saving grace, really.
The Jaedong would be able to defend this with 4 mutas. He's like, you take that back, you blasphemer.
Well, look, he does need more mutalisks, not gonna lie. Okay, the Ultra Cavern's coming up, though. But, man, this is really just the perfect timing for Terran, where the Ultras is not gonna quite be out in time.
And they won't even have the upgrade, so even if they are in time, they're still not going to be quite as robust. Queen's trying to buy time and get energy, but look, there's only a couple lings, there's a couple mutas. Like, this is just not going to be enough, and slowly, once these Sunkens go down, what is Zerg going to do?
Even getting spawned Broodling here, I guess if he takes out the tanks, it's quite worth it. Yeah, I don't know, I mean, Ugnas has a huge gas bank, though, so if he can just literally not be dead when Ultralisks come out and they are morphing, that's all he really needs here. Chitinous on the way, but not getting the other one yet. What is it? Anabolic Synthesis. There you go. Faster Ultralist movement. Okay, trying to buy some time.
Weren't you the guy that yelled at me for calling it EMP Shockwave and you know what Ultralist speed is called?
No, I just knew because I looked at it then. I didn't actually know. That's the thing. Okay, so Marine's steaming forward here, realizing there's actually just nothing here. I think they're going to be able to break through. I think he just irradiated a Mutalist that got eliminated just as he irradiated. Ensnare is revealed, but only gets 2 Marines here. But the Ultralists are morphing. A lot of drones have fallen, but perhaps more Marines shall fall yet.
Yeah, I think there actually is a decent amount of Ultralists on the way, God. But the only thing is, are they going to be able to get out of the Zerg base without... There's kind of buildings in the way that might make it a little hard to move them. We do see
nice
Terran taking their 3rd base and setting that up.
Well, Terran gets 1 Broodling down, which is a pretty big deal. Like, just getting that tank destroyed. And, you know, there are a lot of Ultralisks available at that 3rd. As soon as the Ultralist speed is done, he comes down here. I think he might be able to crush this army. But then again, Terran's reinforcing. Terran's +2 is not going to be done yet, and Zerg's +2 is. And that means these Marines become almost useless. Chitinous just about to finish. I think that's all he's waiting for. Very smart of him to wait for that timing. Because you know what? Ultras without Chitinous actually just seem like terrible units.
Yeah, well, these are going to go up to so much armor. The Marines are just not going to be able to actually fight this off. But I am intrigued. I saw the Terran make a couple drop ships. The Ensnare didn't really get a lot done. Here comes Ultras from the back. The Terran army caught really in a bad spot here.
Yeah, that's a lot of Ultras, man. And like I said, the Marines are going to do almost nothing to those. So he just rolls through easily. Now, Zerg took a lot of damage from this, but he did annihilate the Terran army. If Terran can somehow defend now, which I don't know if that's possible, he's going to be in an okay position. But that's a lot of Ultras, man. A good Irradiate going down, but there's no tanks to defend here. 1 bunker repair can be pretty good, but I don't think it can be that good. This is like 1 bunker versus the whole Zerg swarm. Terran +2 still not quite done. It's seconds away, but it's just seconds he doesn't have right now. Ultra's getting on top of these Marines. Oh my gosh, that 1 tank gonna help a lot, but I don't think it's enough. These Ultras are powering through. I think Ugnas gonna take this.
He's at least gonna make sure Terran's going back to 2 base, but if this base goes down, it's not going to get any easier for Terran to actually get out on the map and deal with this.
Oh, look at this, the glorious air fleet as well, coming in, cleaning stuff up.
A couple skirts, making sure those tech units aren't going to be around to help out as much. And the Queens are still around, so even tanks start to build up. Like, I'm surprised for how bad it looked for Terran, but once he gets to the spot, like, it seems like there's no way he can throw this one away.
Yeah, I mean, Ultra's pretty good, man. And like, I think Ugnas executed well in that he was just working towards his goal, and it did look hairy there where he, you know, had to try and hold those tanks for a while without anything to do it with, but ultimately he was just setting up for this one attack, and it worked beautifully.
Yeah, everything lining up, the upgrades especially, which I do, like, this can go, you can point this back to what we were saying with the Terran, that the eBay felt late, the Academy felt late, just all the upgrades in general just felt a little slow, and maybe if they weren't, they would be able to fight these Ultras a lot cleaner, or if they attacked just a little earlier. But yeah, Marshall tapping out on that one.
Alright, let's head into game 2 then.
Well, while we set up the game 2, we see a question in the chat asking, I'm in the CPL Discord. How do I get to play? Well, we're in the playoffs, so there's going to be another season starting soon. So stick around the Discord. You'll see like announcements giving you info on how to join in. But it's open to all skill levels, and everyone that has an interest will be able to play. So just hang around. You'll get some details in the coming weeks.
Yeah, you can of course ask for games just from anyone hanging around in the CPL Discord as well. You don't have to be playing in season just to play.
Yeah, like, there's definitely a very friendly community of people at all skill levels that already just play actively like casual games. So just hang around, make some friends. It's a good environment to be in for new players.
Alright, in the top right, in the orange, it's Ugnas. And the bottom right, in the red, it's Martial. Ugnas up on game here. Oh, okay. So, it seems like Passion Daddy so far is gonna strike back. And maybe take another game back and equalize it again.
Well, that would be nice to keep this nice and dramatic, but I mean that first game, it looked really good for the last like 2 minutes for Zerg when he got everything ready, but like I kept like mentioning it, like he skipped the lurkers. He didn't have units. He was really cutting a lot of corners to get to that point.
That's
felt
a
like there
legitimate
was
strategy.
windows.
I think there's nothing wrong with skipping the load. It's definitely a legitimate strategy to go from Muta straight to Ultralist. But I feel like, honestly, Martial was in a lot of trouble. It's just that Ugnas made some blunders with the Mutalist. So I think in another game, I got to give it to Ugnas that he has more chance to win, because he just looked better that game, even with some serious mistakes, which I don't think are going to be repeated.
Oh, you seeing this from Zerg? It's he has 100 minerals, but more than 100 also.
He's going to make 2 overlords.
Don't you dare.
9 hatch. He's going to go for a Lingle in here, I think.
Yeah, that's the only thing this could be, right? Is you get the larva so quickly, and like especially if Terran doesn't scout this early. This could be
and on a 4-player map. I mean, we'll see which way he scouts first. Thing is, on this map, you're supposed to scout vertically first because an overlord will show up to your natural soon enough, and then you'll know. But we'll see what he does. No scout coming up just yet. Okay, so
we were talking in the other series about you're glad people are doing standard play, sticking to their guns, the things that got them in there. I love when people do stuff like this too. It's just like, I'm up a game, whatever, let's do it. Who knows?
Yeah, well, no, I think it could be a very good strategy here because, this natural is kind of wide open. It's a bit awkward to set up the proper wall here. And it being 4-player, his opponent might not realize what's happening for quite a while here. So here we go.
Yeah, and also if Ugnas was really analyzing what Martial was doing, like we mentioned it, the barracks fell a little late, the academy fell a little late, the bunker placement wasn't ideal. These might just be signals like, I bet his early game defense might not be spectacular.
So fortunately for Martial, he went double scout here actually, so he's going to get in and see everything. Like, you look at that hatchery, you're like, well, hang on a minute, why is that done so soon? Gets in here, sees the pool coming up, and, I think Ugnas even saving lava for Lings here. I'm really liking this build from him, it looks pretty deadly.
So what's the play for Terran here? You got like bunker in the main, right?
No, you just make the bunker the natural, like, you're fine. Bunker in the natural can do anything, because you can just put SCVs on the ramp to block. Like, even starting the CC, there's still plenty of time. Because in the early game, against, 6 to 8 Lings or whatever, a couple of Marines in a bunker, some repair, there's not really anything the Lings can do.
But he's not... You said couple Marines. He's not making Marines. The Marine production has stopped for some reason while he's saving money for his bunker. This is unfortunate. This is the one time you can't be cutting units.
Oh, well, he sees 8 Lings, so surely when he sees that, he's ready, and what you need to do is you need to pull SCVs to block the ramp, like I said, and repair the bunker. We'll see if he does that. Definitely getting the bunker is the right call here. And yeah, he does pull SCVs, so I think he knows what's going on. But the Lings are coming. And Ugnas just continuing to make them. That even said that second SCV scout's pretty huge. Delaying the Lings, actually, that's a big deal. I think it's a mistake of Ugnas to turn around. Like, okay, you've been spotted. There's nothing you do about it now. Man, that's a dead SCV. Oh, man. Martial not positioning his SCVs, though. He needs to have, a line of whole position. And now this is getting to the number where they really can take on that bunker. Okay, puts down the depot. Great move there by Martial. That's going to help so much. Pulls a lot of SCVs back to the mineral line, though. I don't know if I agree with that. I don't know, because Ugnas is going to come in and back some force here. But Ugnas doesn't actually know where Martial is. He's going to the bottom left. And he's going to be very disappointed when he gets there.
Actually, he's going to be disappointed, but I don't think it's going to be that bad because with the delay from that scout and him getting over here, it's giving him time where he's gonna have all these links, and they're gonna have speed now.
Yeah, but the more Marines show up in that bunker, the worse it's gonna be. And you know, Marshall actually continues to make them this time. I assume a layer will be coming up behind this, by the way, but Zerg only has 9 drones right now, so maybe he'll only be making lings. Okay, here they come. And you know, there's nothing blocking this wall. The lings can actually get past quite easily, and they will start to do that. Marshall not reacting yet. The SCV's not moving. The lings getting right around the bunker. Oh, they're going to surround it. That bunker's going to go down so fast. Repair starts, but I don't think it's quite enough. Oh my god, it barely survives. Oh, okay, so Ugnas needs to regroup. He got a couple Marines there, but I don't think it's worth how many lings he lost. But there's lings in the main now. Even just 2 lings here is so painful when you have to defend the front as well. Already takes that one SCV, and the second wave is coming in. The SCV's in position to repair, but not to stop the run by. Oh man, these SCVs are tagging every ling as they run past, though. Oh no, the Marines in the main going to get crushed here. Uh-oh.
Yeah, the SCV is going to get pulled to have the fight, but this is too many lings. SCVs aren't going to really be able to hold their own on this one. You do see a couple of SCVs trying to block the ramp, but you're going to lose so much in the main right here, and you're not going to be able to build more Marines to reinforce.
Yeah, I think this is deadly right now. There's just way too many lings in your main, and that's just how Terrans die, right? You get like 15 lings in your main, I think it's pretty over. This bunker at the front is empty now.
I think that every race.
Yeah, probably true. Oh no, and yeah, this bunker at the front dying empty. GG, Ugnas 2-0s it. Taking an easy win back for Passion Daddies, I think.
See, that's a little bit of why I was wondering about if it was a bunker in the main, just so you couldn't get split up like that in case the run by happens.
Well, no, because if you put the bunker in the main, right, you're going to have to block the ramp anyway, because if they're just running in the main, they can run past the bunker and do whatever. So you might as well put it the natural and block the ramp, because then you can take the CC as well.
Okay.
I think he did everything right, except that he didn't have SCVs blocking those gaps. Like what you're supposed to do, you put SCVs in the gaps and hold position them with Marines so the lings just cannot get in. And you can maybe even put a couple on the ramp preemptively as well if you think that's a problem. A lot of the time, I don't put it on the ramp, but when I see lings starting to attack, I just grab SCVs from the main and walk them to the natural, and then they get to the ramp and stop.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment. Also, that is a little bit of an unorthodox build. Maybe one of those things he just doesn't have a lot of practice again. Didn't realize how deadly it could actually be.
Yeah, for sure. It was well executed too.
Absolutely.
I like how you know, he really saved those lava and those overwater. Okay, so in the bottom left, in the red it's Cini, and the bottom right in the blue it's It's Flash. So correct me if I'm wrong, it's Cini for Socialized Healthcare, is it? And It's Flash for Passion Daddies. That's right. All right, I got one. I remembered one. Another PvP coming up here, but they have the perfect colors, so that makes it beautiful.
Well, they have the color to make it easy to cast things. I don't know.
That's right.
Perfect colors.
Well, what color combination better than red and blue? That's like the easy, like, you know, good versus evil or whatever.
Yeah, no, it's good for casting. It's good, but it's not the perfect Protoss colors.
Ooh, what is the perfect
you express yourself. Purple and white.
Purple and white, you reckon?
Yeah.
Ooh. I mean,
It's
white's
gorgeous.
pretty good. I don't know how I feel about purple.
Orange is good too.
Yeah, now and I don't know about orange for Protoss. I'm not a fan. I think orange Dragoons look a bit silly.
Well, maybe they just look better on Carbot. So
well, that
it's
might be
really fun.
That might be it.
Well, we already seen the first PvP from before. Both players willing to take it into a macro game and extend it out, but that isn't usually what happens in this matchup. So we'll see what happens between these two players instead. Especially if they got Sylphid, like it's such an opportunity to be very aggressive. A lot of you can make a big variety of the builds work just because the rush distance is small enough where being aggressive isn't just like hard to execute before like another round of defense, but another round of goons get made.
Yeah, so we'll see again that kind of DT Robo interplay going on, but I'm not sure what's going to happen. Oh well, you know what? I guess it's not going to get that far with that gateway, is it?
Well, so we are seeing one of the builds I did mention in the first series a little bit. Now, this could be two different things, though, but when you see a bunch of gateways and there's no gas, it tends to be you get a handful of zealots, you can be aggressive with them, and it can either be a very aggressive like all-in, or you just use the zealots as quick muscle and can take a very fast expansion behind it.
Yeah, I have seen that, and it seems hard to stop at this level of play for sure. But at the same time, usually I see the Nexus first before that. So I think he's just going to come in with the aggression here, to be honest.
Yeah, Nexus first isn't another way to do this build, but I think like if you looked it up on the Liquipedia, which some of those articles are outdated, like I'm not going to just defend it and say like, no, it's totally right, but it does mention a build like this that gets 5 Zealots before the Nexus and then goes into cans for defense.
Yeah, I mean, those kind of plays, it's like they probably work in their era, and it would take a high level of execution to counter it, I suppose. I don't know. It's like technically you can outplay it, but it's just not easy, right? So sometimes it's easier to be the guy doing the thing where it's like, oh god, how do I deal with this, you know?
Yeah, now we're going to have to see those. Yo's Flash comfortable with the situation they're going to be in. He has the probe just sitting there, sees the 2 gateways, and has to get an idea of what they want to do. Adding on a second gateway is very good to keep your production even. If it does get a little out of hand, building a shield battery is not a bad option either. But we're actually seeing a Zini transfer, get out of this a little bit, actually getting the assimilator, just getting some Zealots to get some pressure on, and then going to switch into a more traditional unit comp.
Yeah, I'm really liking Flash's setup here with these 2 gates so fast. He's going to be able to pump out the goons, and you know, I don't think Simi is going to be prepared. I mean, he's getting a cyber of his own, so he's just going to go back into goons, I suppose, after this, not expanding after all. Well, here we go.
Yeah, well, let's see how that across the Atlantic Ocean style internet can you make the lag work? This is actually not great for Zini here. There's already 2 Zealots and a goon helping out, and the probes as well.
Look at the probe count though. Zini has succeeded in getting an economic advantage. Just a question of like, is he going to have the army to defend himself after this? I think is somewhat unlikely. Especially sending in these extra Zealots. Man, he just needs to pull these back at this point. Uh-oh.
Yeah, the one little thing that we're seeing from Flash, though, he cut it early just to make sure he had the money to build things, but he still hasn't started his Dragoon range, which is a little unfortunate. Makes him deal with it a lot easier. There it goes, finally going down now.
Dude, Dragoons without range is like so much worse.
Oh, they're tragically worse.
Yeah. Almost as bad as tanks without siege.
And actually, the Dragoon range is delayed so much that Xenius is actually going to finish at the same time.
Yeah, wow, okay, that's pretty huge. And like I said, CD succeeded in getting himself an economic advantage, so as long as a counterattack doesn't come in here and do enormous damage, I think he's looking pretty good.
Yeah, the unit setup has a little bit more to it, but you can already see Zini trying to choke off this wall a little bit, make it harder to walk through, and it looks like they want to set up for that expansion. Seeing the damage they've done, seeing that there's no immediate tech on the way to punish this, but does have to respect just the forces that are on the field. Flash actually has a pretty sizable army right now.
So with this pylon wall, he's going to help a little bit, but I don't know if it's enough. Well, in fact, even since this is mostly Zealot army, this pylon wall is actually probably not going to make much of a difference, because only goons really get held up by that kind of thing. Okay, Cena looks like he wants to pick a fight, but I think that's the wrong decision. He just pull back. You know, Cena must be regretting making these pylons here now, because I think he's just going to lose them. But what are CD Zealots doing?
Oh no, oh, what is that?
Zealots! Why didn't they fight back? Oh dear. Now
that is not great at all. Now he's going to lose access to get into his natural. And with all these units in for Flash, it's just a couple of goons. But it's going to be hard to micro against this much stuff while you have to defend the goons.
Dude, this is like a UMS map where it's like, you know, technically possible micro that you have to do. 4 goons versus 4 Zealots and 3 goons. Like, there's no way. CD's getting crushed here, I think. And the goons on top of the production. Flash continuing to rally. Just takes him down to that counterattack we were talking about. You know, it's a shame because I quite liked Seni's strategy here, where he's just going to, like, you know, do the aggressive opening and then pull back, but he just wasn't able to defend here.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate. You know, it's Flash cutting the pros for as long as he did, but this army really getting the work done, leveling that economic advantage that Zafar had early. And actually,
and soon leveling Seni's face to the ground as well.
Yeah, you see probes even trying to get in the mix and fight this, but that means there's Zealots behind just punching him up. This looks terrible.
Alright, that's GG.
Oh man, what a matchup, right? PvP, it's the matchup of kings. You just do whatever you want. It's so fun. I honestly didn't think that was gonna go as well as it did early in the game, but like, because usually doing the Zealots like that and then just going into the tech later can get you in a lot of trouble. But those early zealots did a good amount of damage.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it was like Cine was in a really good position, and it was like the one thing Egg could do there was counterattack, and he did it very well. Alright, in the top right in the blue, it's Yoet's Flash, also known as Egg, for Passion Daddies. In the top left, in the red, it's Cine for Socialized Healthcare. So maybe Passion Daddies can pull ahead here, if Yoet's Flash can win another game here. It's already 1-0 for Yoet's Flash, so he just needs one more.
Yeah, we're going to see what the openers are here. I don't think you do that kind of zealot opening again here. On us, like the 3-player map with the short rush distance, you can get in there, but having that extra distance to go and hoping it's not cross position, hoping you find your opponent early, I would be very surprised to see that kind of opener again.
Yeah, I mean, on a 4-player map like this, it seems pretty crazy, right?
Just crazy enough to work. No, I'm gonna. I take that back. That's not a prediction. I'm not just no.
I mean, to be fair, that could just be how he opens, and like you might just do that every game. We don't know. You know, Pupil sometimes works like that, where it's like that's crazy, but just crazy enough. But not not often. Do you remember Sorry, you guys.
Oh no, go ahead.
You remember that one ASL game where it was TVP and the Terran was going to make Ghosts to lock down carriers, so the Protoss made Corsairs and Disruption Web instead? It was just like, what is this? Because he already had a fleet beacon, right? Like, what do you do with a fleet beacon?
No, I think the just crazy enough to work peaked with Action and the Proxy Nidus.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That was pretty sick. Well, I mean, Shine used it again later, right? Against Terran, that is, though, not against Zerg.
Well, that's Shine. Shine's just a madman.
Okay, CD coming up here. Gonna get the first scout, very nice. And yeah, we see it is gonna be a regular opening from CD this time, or at least regular so far. So yeah, I think it's definitely good to mix up the strategies. If Yoet's Flash is doing the same thing every game, I think CD might potentially get an advantage by that. If he's just able to mix it up each time, that's definitely stronger. And you know, like I was saying, I did like his strategy from game 1. It just didn't work out in the end, you know? Oh yeah, so Lampshade, do you know what happened with those zealots? Because I don't really understand why they didn't attack. Like, even if they're just on hold position, don't they fight back? Like, I was extremely confused by that.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. Hold position should fight back. They won't get the first hit, but they should still fight back.
Okay. Flash gonna come up here fairly quick and get the scout. Very astutely realizes by the probe timing that his opponent is closer. So I'm liking that play by Flash. Okay, the zealot. Safety zealot coming out for Flash actually, but not for Zini. And you know what? Flash is gonna know that. Do you go across the map? I'm always a bit weirded out by this zealot shenanigans, because it's like, if you have a zealot and a goon, surely by the time you get across the map though, defender's advantage gives your opponent one more unit anyway? Right?
Well, so you make one of the things you could think about, if you make this early zealot, it helps you defend if it is like a proxy 9 gates or something. But then after that, like early on, the one zealot doesn't really do a whole lot for you. So if you could send it over and just get like a probe kill, 2 probe kills maybe, like that's enough. It's not like you're trying to really get anything done. It's just like, can you actually, like, if you disrupt the mine a little bit and maybe just get a probe or 2, like then it's worth it, because otherwise it's just not that effective with the unit early.
Well, I feel like there's already like not time to do that though, because there's already like a goon out. And like I said, by the time it gets across the map with this, there's going to be a second goon, so I don't think there's really any avenue to get in there and trade with it. I mean, I guess at the end of the day, you just keep it for later. It's not useless in a later fight, but I don't know. Okay, both players doing pretty much identical build except for the Zealot, by the way. So Reaver coming up for both. I wonder if they'll both go Reaver and just like pass like ships in the night. Reaver Shuttle versus Reaver Shuttle is pretty funny because they're both useless. Like they can't really hit each other. You just pick up again.
Yeah, it's always a little terrifying when it's like, who can actually get the Reaver? Because if it was the same micro against each other, it has nothing to do with who's better at it. It's who rolled the Reaver RNG better, which that is not how you want to lose a game. Something that edge. What we're even seeing though, like even though the builds look very similar, Zini has a couple extra probes. Skipping that Zealot really kept the build feeling very smooth. Not that getting the Zealot can really disrupt it, but he has this really planned out where that one Zealot, I guess, would really mess up what he wants to do.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm intrigued that both players are sitting on top of the ramp. I guess you have to with reverse ramp, but there is like a choke point to take advantage of there if your opponent does come across the map, and neither player really aware of what their opponent's doing. But, I mean, like I said, it's pretty mirrored. Even both going for Observer when they could have gone for Reaver.
I mean, this is just super standard. If you're gonna learn one build for this matchup, this wouldn't be a bad one to take. You just get 2 gates, you're getting a Robo, you'll have Observers, you get a Reaver, and then you expand afterwards. You don't have to go crazy when they attack. Especially if both players are doing something very similar, they're gonna wait for that Observer to see what's going on at all, because you just don't want to get caught out of position.
I don't know how I feel about this support bay positioning. I feel like a probe from the high ground could actually see that, and that'd be a pretty huge scout, right?
I am not sure, honestly. It's definitely an interesting position. I don't like it. More important than that, I don't like the Robo position for Zini. It's so far away from the ramp.
Oh yeah, true. I mean, it could be worse, but definitely not ideal. So, by the way, it looks like Zini's going to really set up for an expansion first here, getting that AI pylon already. Okay, support bay coming up for Flash as well. So really, yeah, both players doing exactly the same thing, but I think Zini... Well, Yo's Flash has the minerals right now, and Zini does not actually, so maybe... Okay, no, he's spent on a Reaver. I was going to say, maybe Yo's Flash gets the Nexus first in like a moment of brilliant greed, but it seems that Zini will be set up to do it first here. And you know, Zini actually, like, considerable number of probes ahead, so Yo's Flash cutting quite a bit here.
Yeah, which is a little unfortunate when both players are doing a similar kind of build. Really, it can go just down to who is that slightly greedier, and Zini not like trying to force things to go out a little faster. You can see like his support bay was a little slower than Yo's Flashes at the end of the day, but if he just kept the pros making and didn't miss any pylons, then you can see he's getting a pretty reasonable advantage, and actually is going to take that first Nexus. Yo's Flash has a decision to make. Is he going to try to stop it or just take the Nexus later himself?
Yeah, I mean, I think you just take your own Nexus, because it's not going to be that delayed, and he does have a probe up here. Like, it's going to be pretty even, really. It's just, well, I mean, obviously the probe count is a problem, but he's not to know. I don't think it's like he decided to cut probes. It's just he hasn't executed as well. But he looks like he was going to take the Nexus, but he spent all his minerals on something. More goons, I guess, and a second Revo coming up defensively too. But he sees his Observer, so he should know what's going on. I don't know if you assume your opponent has the Reaver follow up with that. If they're not already attacking their goons, I'm sure you must assume that. And yeah, I guess he's not getting this Nexus, and maybe you're right. Maybe he does just go for a counter here.
I mean, if you can kill that Observer when you have a probe in Nexus position, but you didn't start it yet, you didn't commit to it, if your opponent just assumes you took a Nexus, this is like the prime opportunity to go for it. And it does seem like it's going to be attacked. We see goons keep getting made. Here comes the shuttle. And this Yo's Flash's army pretty significant, but Zini's also going to be in a good number of things. Has the shuttle to help micro, but that especially that pylon forward that's going to help absorb these Dragoon shots.
I'm looking at this.
It's hard to break this. I don't like this. It's going to be very hard. It's basically, is that second Reaver enough?
Well, the thing is, Zini only has one, right? But yeah, I agree. This choke is going to be hell to attack into with just a Dragoon Reaver army. Okay, Yo's Flash does start the Nexus, but like you said, considerably later. I mean, I want to see people flying Reavers into each other's bases and blowing up probes. Why don't they do it? Okay, Zini actually going to move out first here, though, surprisingly. Both players kind of getting primed for a fight in the middle of the map. Isn't this funny? They're both going like to the exact center of the map. Okay.
Yeah, I don't love this as much, but Zini can always retreat Dragoons, or always can retreat from Dragoons. Actually, Zini getting the better at the beginning of the fight, but with the 2 Reavers exposed, either commit to running away or commit to killing them.
The shuttle's
so far away.
He's picking it up.
Oh, is he going to get the other one?
Okay, does pick it up, and you know, it looks like Zini's winning. Sorry, Yo's Flash is going to win this fight, I think. Oh, barely. It's close.
Very
I guess
close.
it's like a draw.
I mean, I'll take a draw if my Nexus is way ahead of my opponent's.
Yeah, as long as he gets this Reaver away. Oh, well, yeah, Dragoon reinforcements come up. So yeah, that's actually pretty good for Zini, like you say, because he's just drawn it to a stalemate, whereas he's got the superior economy by far.
Yeah, we've got the probe lead and got that Nexus up and running as well, so
Oh,
You see, like, Ghost Flash still not adding on probes, even though, like, you're gonna need them to
Look at this
transfer.
shuttle intercept.
Here comes that shuttle. Yeah, there's your shuttles passing each other in the night. No reaction at the night.
Oh,
Ugh.
that's a big hit. Another one coming out. Oh, his own goon blocks it tragically. Pick it up. Oh, barely picks up that Reaver. I don't think that second shot got any. But hey, that's a nice little shot there. That definitely closes the gap a bit. But Ghost Flash still neglecting to make probes, really. He just starts making the natural. Yes, the big brain strategy. Can't blow up my probes if I don't have any. Yeah, but it doesn't repel much.
Zini looking for that opportunity, but it ends up not being anything to get him like some extra damage done. But I think he's still feeling fine. He lost a handful of probes to that one shot, but still has a 7-worker lead. Like you can't be upset with Zini's position here.
To answer people in chat.
No, it has not.
Yes, indeed, it has not been casted. Is this part of our half? It is, isn't it? So we will be casting that tonight. Very exciting.
It might be next, actually. Yeah, while both players regroup, they're just kind of building up their things. We are casting 5 series tonight, so we are currently on 3. We got 2 more to go.
Right. So, still focusing on this game though. Shuttle speed coming up for Yo's Flash, but Zini actually taking Templar tech quite earlier here.
Yeah, I like getting the Templar tech. It's always very useful, especially if your opponent shows they're going to look at Reaver.
Focuses that injured Reaver. Really nice move there. And now the Yo's Flash needs to get out of here. Still trying to be fancy with the drop micro. Oh no, he's going to lose this. Oh. Uh-oh.
He managed to get 1 shot off, but that doesn't even take out any Reavers here. And now, like, if you look at the situation between the army, the work count about even for both players, but there's a 20 supply lead of Dragoons that are just walking right across the map right now. But not committing with everything, leaving some back at home. So I think missing an opportunity here to really bust open this door when it's a Reaver without a shuttle to support it.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so it can add some damage. It's going to come in here. Well, does take out some goons pretty efficiently, I gotta say. But I don't know if it's enough, because Zini's coming in with continuous reinforcements here. Well, I don't know. It is difficult to break through with those goons in the front, but he is forced to retreat here. Second Reaver coming out. Needs to be careful. As soon as that Reaver goes down, I feel like the defense becomes almost hollow. But more Reavers coming up the ramp and Dragoons out of the gateways. I think Flash will survive for now.
Yeah, the reinforcements coming just in time. Zini really traded ineffectively there, and he actually is going to lose a little bit more, not just full-on retreating here. He needs to go back and just rebuild his army. Thankfully, though, the infrastructure set up. Zini can produce out of a lot more gateways right now than his opponent. Here comes another Reaver up at the top in the shuttle. This time there is probes there he can try to kill.
Alright. It's not going in just yet, though. And look, this speed shuttle's probably going to fly right past it. Oh my god, is he going to, like, barely miss it? He does not see it, and it's coming in. Oh, but he turns around. I think maybe he did notice it just the last second there. Oh, there's so many probes there. Oh, okay, I think it's a couple.
Oh, he's going to lose the shuttle, though. Oh,
that was
tragic.
not worth. Not worth at all.
Not even a little bit. And we see Zini trying to also push forward with Dragoons, but does not have this army advantage anymore like they did before. And Flash taking this opportunity to get their 3rd base up and running while Zini's already finished on the left side.
Okay, so the probe count did equalize a bit though. And the army actually doesn't look that bad for Yo's Flash now, because Zini was attacking pretty aggressively there. Ooh. And that's a pretty good engagement for Yo's Flash too. Storms is on the way. I don't know if any Templars exist on the map. I don't believe they do. So, I don't know, maybe Yo's Flash can press this advantage here. Somehow, oh, that's not how you do it though. That speed shuttle just a bit too fast, you know, you can't control it.
I was just about to make a point about how good that speed shuttle is to really open up his opponent, but thankfully I didn't say a word. We're just going to forget about that, but Yo's Flash still actually has a pretty scary amount of Dragoons.
Oh, these
now
speed zealots
in the mix.
Yeah, they're going to take so much damage, and you know, Yo's Flash forced just to kite back here. I think it's the right call to retreat, but I don't know if he's actually retreating enough. A lot of goons falling.
He's trying to get a couple shots in on the way home, but he's really getting the worst end of it because all these Dragoons are firing. It's not just the Zealots doing a couple shots here and there. just committing to that hard retreat would be better. We can see Yo's Flash having trouble spending all their money right now. Need to add on some extra gateways earlier, still only on 4.
Yeah, Citadel finally coming up for Yacht's Flash, by the way. But look at this, Yacht's Flash going to take a big fight here. Is Cini overextending to his opponent's side of the map? This is like, these two high grounds are like the places where you want to be. In the middle is No Man's Land, and Cini advancing across the No Man's Land. They're actually getting crushed, but a DT is out. Oh my god, this is just like the other game. The army just turning around because of a DT. What can you do? Surely there's an observer somewhere.
There's an observer right by the army. It's just a slow observer, so gotta catch up to it.
Shuttle speed is good and all, but if you try to observer speed... Okay, Cini has a Reaver of his own again. Flash really just trying to get up here, knows he has to make something happen. He's kept the attack going so far, but the longer it takes, the more Cini's going to pull ahead here, especially when Templars come out, which still have not been made, by the way. Or it's going to be a good engaged Flash.
Xeni's army not consolidated right now, so Flash is getting a couple free units here and there. Things are going to be hard where he's got a couple things stranded, but hopefully in the chaos, Xeni has enough time to try and take another base down at the south. But I don't know how much I like that. You need stuff here. Spend your money on army right now, I think.
Well, he's going to come in here. The Reaver not being dropped yet. I mean, it got dropped before, but it got a bit injured. Now it's just retreating. He's going to get on top here. He does have superior goon count, but that Reaver's still at large. Okay, now I don't know about this. He's going to get the Reaver, but at what cost? That was a nice little snipe, but he does have to retreat because of that. And ultimately, like, he needed to win that fight, not just to get the Reaver and then run. Because this third base is really starting to kick in now. I mean, he's only mining minerals there, but honestly, if Cini can just make enough Zealots, that's definitely going to be worthwhile.
I mean, honestly, if you look at how this game's been going, Flash has been making armies during these fights, but just not rallying them to help with the fight. If he actually kept the rally going and put the pressure on, I think he had an opportunity there once he killed the Reaver. Meanwhile, a little bit of Dragoon harass over on the side. Seeing that the third base that Flash took not saturated yet, so Xeni should realize comfortably they got an economic.
I kind of like this focusing the probes there, because he knows ahead every extra probe counts. And honestly, Yo's Flash, I'm surprised at each turn his army seems larger than I would expect, given how behind he is. I guess because Cini's actually banking a lot of gas here. And Cini continues to make these Reavers and not really using them efficiently as well.
He also makes these little attacks when he thinks like, oh, I just defended a thing, I have an advantage. No, you don't. Like, his armies, every time he walks across the map, try and put pressure on it, it's always smaller than Yo's Flashes. Just doesn't wait for the production to kick in, just takes a fight, barely wins it, and then walks immediately across the map.
So this base at the bottom of the map, I think, is smart when this fight is so intense in the top, like, because they're ultimately like just keep fighting back and forth with these same areas. So no one really wants to send any units down to a random location like that. I mean, Cini killing a lot of Zealots, but ultimately has to pull back again. Again, Flash seemingly with the superior army moving forward. Man, this game is so back and forth.
I mean, that's the kind of thing that you got to realize about this matchup. It's about knowing where your lead is. Xeni's lead is in the economy. I don't know why he keeps trying to force these attacks. He doesn't have to at all. He should feel very comfortable defending his base instead.
Reaver drops. Oh, that shot, I don't know where it went. I think it hit a Zealot. Did that shot hit his own pylon? That one hit Goons.
Sure.
Reaver gets taken out without doing much, and now suddenly he's coming in here. No Storm available there. He actually made an Archon instead, probably expecting a Zealot transition, but it's not happening. Has Flash actually done it? Has he actually pushed in here somehow? Well, that Archon going to tank a lot, but there's lots of Goons here, and Goons pretty good against an Archon. Even Kite's back against it as well. Nice micro so far from Flash. That AI Pylon doing a good job, but it might not last much longer at this rate. Oh man, once that Archon goes down, there it goes.
Yeah, we still have plenty of army here for Yo's Flash, and finally here comes that
storm! Oh, that's a huge storm, but it's a bit too late.
But there's no army to back it up. It's just, like you just weaken a bunch of goons that are like, well, where's the rest of it? And here comes the rest of Yo's Flash's army, though, reinforced.
Well, there's that Zealot transition. It's kind of just too late, you know, because the Archon's already gone. Probe's trying to run to the very bottom. I don't know if that was very wise, because now Flash might start to suspect something's down there. Even Flash trying to go into the main here. I don't know if that's such a good move. By the way, Xeni with +1. Flash is +1, only just finishing just this second. So he had a pretty good advantage up until then. Oh man, I think Flash has done it somehow. Even hitting that Nexus while this is going on.
Yeah, Flash is taking a little bit of fight, and he's going to be able to just keep fighting Xeni's units as they spawn. Like, that Templar is not going to have the energy in time. He needs to be careful what to do with it, but there's just no way to like all the things being made are staggered, so it's gonna be easy to kill them as they get made.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, okay, so the thing is, Cini has this upper base kind of walled off, and he's trying to put gateways there, but when his tech gets taken out, I don't think there's really much hope. And presumably Flash can just expand again as well. Unfortunately, this is not a TVP, you know, you can't just refugee over there. I mean, that production round might take out these units of Flashes, actually. In the main, anyway, but the reinforcements are coming in. Great storm, but again, the reinforcements is just going to keep hammering down.
Yeah, it just feels like he's getting some good storms, he's building some good units, but maybe too little too late. And all those little attacks that were just not timed well, like fighting into a disadvantage, really showing that Zenny had more units but just kept throwing them away, and this is the cost of it.
Okay. Well, the main still stands. In fact, their Nexus isn't even dead, but the mining is severely diminished. I mean, I don't know, if we were fighting, like, trying to get into the main like this for 10 minutes, Cena would probably pull ahead because, oh man, I didn't realize he unpowered these gateways. That's a pretty strong move. Because he has that extra base down there, but I don't know if it's going to take that long, right? Flash, sooner or later, is going to get in here. I would like to see Flash take a fourth, of course. That would really give him the advantage, but he doesn't know about Cena's other bases, so he'll probably think he just has enough. Oh, look at this. These units are going to go down to the third and shut that down.
Yeah, Flash or Zenny doing the only thing they can really do to try and just keep this bottom base alive. Makes a couple DTs and just hopes that his opponent has been neglecting to replace observers as they've been killed, which is technically true right now.
Oh, again, Zenny just like revealing the space really with these probes. Like, Flash must have an idea now of what's going on.
Yeah,
I
feel like
thought
you do.
The best thing to do when you have to defend a base desperately like this is to get as many Templar as you can, because if you have cannons and Templar, you know, no matter how many units your opponent has, they have to shove a lot of them into a narrow area. You can be extremely efficient that way.
Yeah, that does seem good. He's kind of putting it all on a Hail Mary that there's no detection here. Zell just waltzing in, sees everything that's going on, sees a very significantly low amount of gateways in this main, and he gets hit by a DT, so knows that detection is going to be needed. Instead, Flash just keeps pushing forward into the main, but there's a DT here on the ramp going to be able to do some damage with the observers in place to make sure that it gets cleaned up.
Okay, Flash still just trying to get in that main. He just can't quite do it, can he? Alright, here comes another wave of Zealots, though. This might be enough. Oh, he wants to kill that up one before it's done, because that up one's going to help a lot. And he starts shooting at it. Uh-oh, that does finish.
This is the one thing I always get worried about with games like this. We're kind of seeing happen to Flash when you think, oh, I've done such critical damage. Yes. I can ease off. I can relax. So you can see the macro falling off, not taking the extra base. Like,
you are right.
Flash really giving his opponent a chance to get back in this one.
Yeah, I think it's a critical mistake not to just like double expand here. He knows about the bottom left, so I'm surprised he doesn't try to expand again. And like you said, like that's a big bank. And look at that, he gets pushed back again. He hasn't actually killed his opponent's main. He's only killed 2 bases here. And, you know, if he mines out, suddenly it's not that good because Cini kind of has this bottom left secured.
Yeah, I mean, US Flash still has a pretty significant probe advantage, sitting on 2 bases, so it's not the end of the world or anything. But yeah, there is definitely very locked in on what he's doing right now. Actually, like, he burns most of his gas on 7 Templars right away.
I mean, that'll help.
Banking so many minerals. The storm will definitely help, but just take some Nexuses, add some cannons in place.
Okay, he's getting a 4th one now. Since the action calmed down, he is starting a 4th Nexus right now. If this DT finds it, though, he could probably shut it down.
Yeah, definitely one of those unfortunate situations where it's like, why didn't he leave yet? Like, you just think you've done so much damage, but you're sticking in the game. Anyway,
I mean, that question kind of answers itself, doesn't it? Why didn't he leave yet? Probably because it's, you know, not as bad as you think for him. But yeah, CD's somehow stabilizing after that. Well, I've got to give props to him, though, for not giving up when units are in his main. He just kept producing and fighting back. Look at the production tab right now, though. I think Goat's Flash in a pretty decisive lead.
Oh, yeah, definitely a decisive lead, but we've seen the story of this game has been, I have a lead. Hold on, let me do something silly with it.
Okay, I mean, these cannons trying to finish. I think that DT can cancel all of them, which is a big deal. Oh, he has to cancel the Nexus. Very unfortunately. DT really paying for itself there. That's crazy. Yoet's Flash sending his entire army to kill this DT. I don't know about that. Like, he does change his mind. He does realize that's probably not a good idea. Cini almost looks like he wants to attack here, but I don't know about that. Especially with, well, Flash's Storm isn't quite done. Alright, here we go. Cine going to come in and take a fight. A few Zealots getting baited in before the fight really starts. There is a Storm available here. Great Storm on those Dragoons. But Yoa's Flash just has so many Zealots here, he doesn't even really need the Dragoons. He's going to push him back easily. And you know, Cine's repeating the mistakes of before where he's engaging when he really just needs to be defensive.
Yeah, just so eager that things are going well, and you just want to keep putting the pressure on, but you got to know when to back off in this matchup, especially.
Yoa's Flash doing that weird kind of loop down to the south, but it might surprise Cine. In fact, he comes up on the high ground. That actually worked beautifully. Interesting army movement there. And Cine going to get pushed back to his main again. I wonder if Flash will continue just trying to hammer down in there. The third base of Cine is actually back up here.
Actually, Zenith's trying to set up a little bit of a surround, but Flash finally has Storm finished, so this Templar looking for the perfect opportunity. Gets a decent Storm off on the top side. And
something.
This split army from Zenith not going to be enough to hold it, and Flash putting that pressure back on that third base to stop mining.
Yeah, if he takes out the Nexus here, it's going to be a big blow. Cine once again retreating to the bottom right, the bottom left rather. I'd really like to see him get that Nexus in the main. Well, Cine coming in here with this little flank. I mean, the army for Yoa's Flash is a bit split up, so he's doing better than he might have, but he still just doesn't have enough.
Look at this reinforcement from Flash.
Oh, wow. And he's going to go to the bottom left finally and start cleaning that up. Even a couple of Zealots getting in there. That one DT might do a lot, though.
Yeah, I think the DT is definitely going to help clean that up a little bit, but this is a pretty strong army from Flash, and quietly, we haven't even noticed it. Flash has a pretty decisive upgrade lead, 2-1 with +3. About halfway done at this point. The Cini's just single +1, having to skimp on the upgrades given everything that's happened.
That is pretty huge, actually. Especially when you outnumber your opponent already. It just makes those fights so efficient. And yeah, he's going to start coming in here. I think this will be the death blow once he takes out his bottom left. Even though he never got into that main, if you don't have any money, it doesn't matter how much production you have. You even almost mined out this natural already, because it's been here for so long.
Definitely a little unfortunate. Zini just can't afford those high efficiency units. Has to keep adding in Zealots just because he needs things right now, but needs stuff like Templars, needs some more Dragoons. A balanced army, just never gonna have the time to make it.
Yeah, I think Flash definitely gonna come in here and clean this up, and that's the last possible mining location really for Zini here. That DT going to work, but it's gonna take him a long time to kill all these units. Oh, and there is an observer, in fact. You should probably cancel that Nexus, CD. Oh, he lets it finish. I can't believe that finished when, you know, there's like 100 Dragoons coming in right now.
I mean, if he canceled it, he wouldn't have enough to make another Nexus. I
think
true.
So now you desperately try and mine 400 minerals before it dies?
I mean, it's not looking great no matter how you want to look at this game.
Yeah, Cine just sending a couple of Zealots across the map, try and find any bases of Yoa's Flash, but I mean, Flash has plenty of money to close out this game, I feel like.
Yeah, they play years. Supply lead so heavily favored for Flash. Unlike before, where it looked like a strong lead, but secretly Zini wasn't quite out of it yet. This is a different situation entirely. All the probes dead. Not enough minerals to make anything. This is bad.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Cine's holding out for here, to be honest. Not sure what the plan is, because he doesn't even have enough to attack into 3 cannons, which is what's over here now.
I was gonna say, he's got a Templar rolling up to that side. Maybe he's like, if I get the perfect storm,
if all my opponent's units are concentrated in 1 pixel, even starting shields now as Flash, because he's like, you know, I got nothing else to upgrade. Might as well keep upgrading, you know, just in case there's that other hidden base. I don't know. DT getting taken out. Templar really wants to get in there. Oh man, this is gonna be a pretty sick storm though. I do want to see that before the game ends. Yes, do it, do it. Nice!
Oh. Pros. 13 kills on that High Templar now.
Nice. But then
the bucket,
the hordes of Yoa's Flash descend upon this main. It's just like they're not going to stop coming in, you know? Even there's half the army out here not doing anything.
It's a moral support. They're cheering on from the grandstands.
Yeah, true. They can look down in there and be like, wow, they're doing a good job. Look at them kill those buildings. A billion probes going to this mineral only right now. So Yoa's Flash finally securing his 4th. I mean, he is almost running out of money here since he mined out the 3rd, so it's kind of the nick of time. But I guess since his opponent's dead already, it doesn't matter that much. GG. Yoa's Flash takes it 2-0. Man, that game was quite impressive, I feel like, because he actually came from behind in the early game. Don't know if you even remember, it was such a long game.
Yeah, no, he was definitely behind, but Zini just kept leaning into an advantage he thought he had, but just like the army wasn't the strong point. Needed to chill out, just defend, hold his economic lead, but he donated enough units and donated and donated and donated, and eventually, like Flash just had the better army and started cleaning things up.
So that takes our scores now to, I believe, that's 7 for Passion Daddies. Still neck and neck.
Absolutely.
Also in the chat there, 11 BC2. That is actually kind of the point of CPL. It's players, you know, who aren't that high level, who want to learn the game, and they get paired with skillful coaches to teach them how to play. That's the kind of idea. Alright, going to the next game at 12 o'clock. In the teal, it's inkjet printer, and the bottom left, in the pale yellow, it's yellow foxbat. Living up to his name. We got a TVP coming up here on Silphid.
Fantastic. And just because I do feel like there is a lot of misconception about APM.
Oh, I was talking about MMR, not APM, but yeah.
Oh, well, in the chat they were talking about APM. So...
He said looks like 2 1400 MMRs playing.
Oh yeah, I mean that is about where the tier 2 line is, isn't it?
Yeah, so I'm just saying that is kind of the point, right? It's not like these players underperform from where we expect. In fact, I think they're playing quite good games here.
Yeah, no, especially the bulk of the players that play in CPL and like play throughout the season, they show very notable improvement too. So
absolutely,
like, yeah, look a little.
Is these high-level strategies?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, pros do it, so it must be good.
I appreciate not only going for the cheese on this map, which, I mean, this map can get hard in this matchup for Protoss, but also actually doing it in the middle. I feel like people try to be cute and do it like one of those like pseudo high ground birds.
Oh, yeah.
This is actually just the raw middle and just saying like, you know what? I bet you don't scout it. We're good. And you can see pulling the extra pros, needs to find that first scout. Wants the little extra DPS, I dig it.
So with this, does he just end up having 3 pros in his opponent's base? Because that's so annoying. Look, I really like Yellow Foxbat SimCity so far. I think this is a very good setup because you also have that gap between the barracks and the gas, I believe, works. So he has the tools he needs, but can he put them to work? I mean, this is still really scary.
Yeah, here comes the SUV. Let's see if he can scout in the middle and find this, because one of the really dangerous things I feel like happens very often in this matchup.
No, he turned around. Okay, he's not going to the middle, but he did turn around for some reason. That's unfortunate. I guess he's thinking with that probe timing is a bit weird. He's thinking maybe he's actually at the bottom right, but unfortunately he's not going to know what's happening here. Inkjet Printer does return a probe, so he's just going to have 1 for the attack, it looks like.
Yeah.
Oh, Yellow Foxbat, I don't think he saw that probe, but if he did, he'd probably be thinking like, hang on, why is there 2 probes out? That's pretty suspicious. No Marines being started yet. Okay, getting that second depot, that's actually really helpful. That makes this SimCity so much stronger, because now he has kind of like 3 spots a Marine can stand. But no Marine started yet. Just trying to get that factory at this fastest possible time. I don't know if it's going to pay off here. Alright, probe coming in.
I mean, you're talking about no Marines started yet. The Zealots weren't started as fast as they possibly could be. Rushing a little bit more for the assimilator than actually trying to get a little bit of a normal...
So this is extremely economical 2-gate here, where he's going to just use the Zealots to pressure and like stop the Terran from setting up, and then the Goons will suddenly show up and smash the Terran. So he's not going to end up with like 8 Zealots or whatever trying to kill the Terran. He's just going to try and get in here. I mean, I like that kind of play. I think it's very effective. But man, he missed the window where I was saying there was no Marine, and he could have really been super scary here. And Foxbat's always kind of done the right thing, getting that factory fast in that case. But he still doesn't know. He's only just got to the main now, and he's starting a bunker at the natural. I don't know if that's the right call here, because his Zealots can like bypass that fairly easily, I feel.
Yeah, I feel like that's exactly what's going to happen here. We need to see, especially out of this factory, are they going to get the first Vulture, which makes so much sense here? Are they going to try to get the machine shop and rush for a tank?
Yeah, I think definitely if you get this bunker, the Vulture is the way to go. Oh, okay, they're just going to run past, as predicted. I guess now Terran leaves the Marines in the bunkers, lets the Vulture clean these up? I don't know. I don't know how much damage Inkjet Printer might get done in the meantime, though. Gonna start to go to town on these SCVs, even trying to intercept this Vulture, although one Zealot's unlikely to clean that up. Foxbat does run away after taking 1 hit. Kind of inevitable to take that 1 hit. Decent micro so far. A number of SCVs have fallen, and they continue to. Foxbat microing that Vulture. Needs to take out that Zealot and keep it alive. One more hit. Does take it out.
Unfortunate thing here, second vulture being made, trying to deal with this, thinking it's just going to be all in on zealots like this. But when these goons showing up and walk right past that bunker,
loses
nothing here that can actually defend against it.
Yeah, for sure. I think you just needed more marines because I don't think the tank is really viable here either. So many SCVs have fallen actually. Inkjet Printer taking a really decisive lead. I mean, this build is pretty good, I think, with the economic proxy, where your opponent is just like, I just must survive, but that's not true at all. Inkjet actually has a very good number of pros. He's actually ahead already. Alright, that goon trying to run past, but unfortunately that barracks blocking it. The vulture doing its best as well. Pretty good damage going down from these marines, but not quite enough. That goon gets in with enough health to deal with this vulture, and that's really all Foxbat had defending his main. Oh, another goon just runs right past, but Foxbat not giving up on the economy, starting a CC in fact. That's kind of crazy. Not able to repair that vulture.
Yeah. But we're seeing the transition from the Frost player.
Yes.
You're saying economic opener, but he's saying, no, I want to make sure I'm putting pressure on. I'm delaying your tech. I'm delaying your detection. He's going for the best kind of unit if you really just want to piss someone off.
Alright, Marine's going to clean this all up though, actually. So that's a pretty good job cleaning that up, but the bunker is empty and the goons just show up again to not do anything apparently. They were just, you know, chilling at that bunker. But now they're going to stop any Marines from getting in here again, I think, and this might be the killing blow before any DTs even come out. I think Inkjet might actually be able to kill everything that's left of these two goons. I'd say the SCV is getting on top here. Going to do some damage, but there's only 3 Marines here against 2 goons. It's not really a winning proposition. Alright, now watch these SCVs get a kill. Oh, another Marine comes out, trying to get to the bunker! Oh, but he doesn't make it. Another Vulture here. Oh no, I think these goons are going to do way too much damage. I mean, already, even if they died right now, the DTs are going to be showing up pretty soon. GG. Wow, pretty aggressive opener there.
I appreciate that kind of pros player. I know, like, that's the kind of pros player everyone thinks in their mind of when they think about players like that, but it's something just being a little bit aggressive, throwing your opponent off, especially on a map like that that doesn't have the ramp, that's a 3-player, you're going to find them, you're going to find them quickly. Like,
yeah.
Tuning a really aggressive build on Sylphid particularly, love it to death.
Absolutely. I mean, in semis here, every game counts, so I think preparing an aggressive build like that is a smart move. And it seemed really strong. Like, honestly, even if it didn't go as well as it did, if you know, if Foxbat had stabilized, it still probably would have looked pretty good for Protoss.
Yeah, because especially like, if you stabilize from that position, is your inclination gonna be, oh, I gotta rush and get mines because I'm gonna need to deal with GTs?
Alright, in the bottom left, in the teal, it's yellow Foxbat. The yellow is lost, man. How is he going to win without yellow? Oh my gosh. Alright, in the bottom right, it's Inkjet Printer in the pale yellow. So about that, by the way, I feel like just by experience, yes, you should expect DT follow-up. It's pretty common. I mean, you really just need to scout if Protoss expands or not. That's what you need to know, right? And then if they don't, you just assume DT follow-up. By the way, which player for which team? It's Foxbat for Socialized Healthcare, is it? Or no, I've got it the other way around.
Inkjet Printer is from Socialized Healthcare.
Okay, so Foxbat for Passion Daddies here.
Yes.
So that means if Inkjet can take this game, then it'll even up again.
Man, you really just want this like even series all the way through. No,
Well,
no
man, it's
comeback
the hype.
potential.
It's the comeback potential is pretty good too, though. But that's right. We have the other series for that because currently Operation Decision is up quite a few games there. It's setting out to be a very even series between Socialized Healthcare and Passion Daddies.
I mean, what else would you expect? These guys went into the playoffs at seed 2 and 3, and the match scores were very similar for both of them. So
it makes sense. It does make sense. All right. Well, no proxy this time. I guess Inkjet not brave enough to do it twice in a row.
I mean, I don't like it nearly as much on this map because it's 4-player and a lot bigger.
True, and you can't even build in the center. I think I mentioned in the cast yesterday, the like really brave option is if you just build it at like 3 o'clock here, and just hope that you're right, or like 12 o'clock, say.
Yeah, like if you build it and say you're playing the 2 out of 3, but
I mean, I've had games where you know, everything's going normal, and suddenly there's proxies at like the 3rd on this map, and I'm like, what? He never scouted me. I watch the replay, and they literally just like come across and build it. It's like, oh well, I guess good job, you found the right spot.
I mean, I'll do that if I know I'm worse than my opponent. It's like, I gotta take a guess. I need the advantage.
Makes sense, I guess. Okay, so Foxbat coming up with another normal build here. Setting up that SimCity was so important. Didn't get to be used at all last game, unfortunately.
Actually seeing a completely different train of thought from Inkjet, not even getting that first Zealot, which is like, I would say it's like, what, like a 50-50 if Protoss players like getting that first Zealot?
Yeah, I think the thing with the first Zealot is if Terran's doing a normal build and they don't miss micro, it's probably disadvantageous slightly. But you want it as security against like CC First or Rax FE, it's very good. So I think it's pretty good to get it at least some of the time, just to keep Terran guessing and keep them honest, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I'll even just keep them honest, just to make sure, like, knowledge check. Do you know the Barracks Depot thing? You should, but you never. There's that chance. There's that chance.
The Zealot just like running into the Terran base, screaming "Knowledge check."
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it must be. So it looks like Foxbat wants to go for a pretty fast expand here with this bunker. Ooh, why would you get?
Ooh, this is deceptive.
No, I talked about this before with you.
Oh yeah, you did. No, it doesn't make sense.
Dude.
God damn.
It's alright, it's this super fast carrier build, one base carrier. He's actually a genius. I assume it's just a misclick. For anyone who's there for that cast, the thing is the air armor upgrade is getting cost the same as range. So there's like no reason to get that instead of just getting +1 weapons if you're going to fake out. Because like you can't afford anything now with this. Like there's no point getting this if you weren't just going to get range. Like, you might as well just start at range. It's weird as hell. So I assume it's just a misclick.
Yeah, hopefully just a misclick, but you know what's not a misclick? This second factory.
Ooh, yeah, that's very deliberate. And even the fake bunker, okay, does he poke in? He's not going to poke in, so he has no idea. Uh-oh.
This is really weird. I think this has to be a misclick for the armor.
Yeah.
Because you saw the Nexus behind it. This is going to be one of those, like one of those games that you'll lose one time and never
He sees
again.
it, though. He knows there's no CC going on, so he knows what's up. But he's going to be real sad when his +1 air armor finishes, isn't he? And it's like, upgrade complete. It's like, wait a minute, why aren't my goons any good? Uh-oh.
Well, no, here it is. Like, see, he's getting a robo. It's going to make sure that observer can get past the turrets and then.
Oh, of course. I mean, he's not even throwing no more gates yet. He didn't see the CC, but I'm not sure if he's really realizing.
He caught the upgrade and switched it.
Okay, but it's going to be so late now. Oh my god, he comes so close to losing that goon. That's pretty huge too. This is looking really good for Foxbat right now. It's still only one gate. Like I said, he didn't throw down more gates upon scouting the lack of a CC. I'm not sure if he interpreted it correctly.
Oh, this SUV is just going to waltz in and see how fast this Nexus was. Terran's going to feel really good now.
Oh, okay, another gate does come down eventually.
But it's not done yet. You can see that there's no tech on the way, no major tech on the way. There's not a big count of goons. And if you're going 2-factory, you're just thinking about what you're doing in Game 3 right now.
Well, I'm intrigued that Terran did not go mines first. He was getting siege first, which I think is a bit of a mistake. I think when there's mines and vultures right away and you get siege after that. Because you only really need it by the time you get to the Protoss main. That's a lot of marines though, good lord. This is like marine heavy 2-fac. What is that, 8 marines? No, not bringing any SCVs yet, but I mean, maybe he doesn't need them at this rate. We've got like 3 goons out, and range is like 30 seconds at least away. Well,
I mean, this kind of reminds me a little bit more of like one of those really old school like Gundam rushes, isn't it? Didn't that get siege first and really put some muscle?
Isn't it called a Gundam rush because you have the SCVs, which are like Gundams, and here are the SCVs. So okay, fine. Now it is. Now it is. It's kind of a Gundam rush without SCVs. That's why it's called that. But these 4 goons without range, I think, are pretty helpless here. One of them gets taken out. They have to retreat into natural, and Protoss instantly pulls the probes. They think he knows he can't defend this Nexus, but the goons rather getting stuck on that pylon, or even sieges up and gets a shot in. Yeah, this Nexus is long gone. And with this reverse ramp, I think Terran can set up an insane contain here. Sentinel's on the way, but if Terran knows his 2-fac, I think he'll build an eBay here as well. I want to see like a bunker and an eBay just walling this off. That'd be so annoying for Protoss.
Yeah, actually walling that ramp is like really good, especially since some of these gateways are in siege range. He doesn't even need to go down there.
That's the thing about this map. I've done 2 base pushes where Protoss is trying to build carriers and I just go up to the 3rd and hit their like stargates from the high ground. That's the thing about this map. Okay, there's that eBay as well, as expected. So Foxbat just taking the position he needs here. I mean, could it be a DT drop here? It'd be a reasonable play, I think, from Inject, but he doesn't have a Templar Archives yet. Okay, just starts it.
Yeah, I do think we do see the CC just starting now, but Foxbat did cut. Oh wow! Actually, dragging that into the army, that's so
Yeah.
smart to make sure you keep this
Dude.
moving forward.
He can hit both gates from here, and I think that's all he really needs to do. Like, I think the game will end if he gets both those gates for sure.
Yeah, I like that he's slow playing though. He's not going crazy. Just everything down there. I do think you could actually probably get the Marines down there and get have a little more defense against goons, trying to like all in to defend it. But
Yeah, you're
other
probably
than
right.
that, like this is so set up. This is beautiful.
Well, here comes a couple more tanks, and I think now he will really just get down there. And yeah, Protoss just has no time. No time for DTs. The Temple Archives is done, but so is the eBay, and like there's a turret back here. Even if he kills the stuff in his main, like he can't break the contain. There's so much damage already going down. I'm not convinced that gateway is actually going to live long enough, but Protoss is deciding to buy some time for it, sending in the army. But there's so many tanks here. The Marines as well going to gun down those probes so easily. Oh, well, I guess the DT is probably going to get out, but like at what cost, you know? Look at all these probes. Oh, probe massacre right now. Actually, will the DT even get out? It's going to be close.
It's gonna barely get out.
I don't think it is! Nope!
Oh no! We're so close.
Everything going wrong in shit there. Foxback takes the game back. Not going to go down without a fight. You cheese me, I'll cheese you.
Oh, so hold on. That's confirmed. 2-fact is cheats.
Yeah? Who said it wasn't?
Cool.
Who said it
A
wasn't?
lot of people yell at me when I say
A
that.
lot of dumb people.
Ooh. I appreciate it.
Well, it's like cheese, but it's not like win the game type cheese. Like you can do a lot of damage and still not have won the game. I feel like, you know what I mean?
Possibly.
Like you can kill the Protoss Nexus and still not win the game from there, right?
Yeah. Like as long as you get set up and secure your own base, it's really the big thing you need.
Yes. And you have to deal with, you know, Protoss is going to get some kind of tech and counterattack probably. Alright, in the bottom left, in the white, it's Yellow Foxbat. In the top right, in the brown, it's Inkjet Printer. Going into game 3 here, on match point, how fitting. Who will take it back?
And finally, we get to see match points tonight. It's been a lot of decisive series we've seen so far, so glad to get to a game 3.
Inkjet needs this win. Otherwise, Passionate is going to pull ahead by 2 games here. 2 series, I should say. If you're going to eat it up again.
Well, I mean, I know what's happened to me on this map. If your opponent shows that they could do a strong 2-fact, this map's pretty good for doing a strong 2-fact.
Yeah, it's not bad. You siege below that natural, it can be devastating, or even just come in via the main path. But surely he wouldn't do it twice in a row. And you know, I think as long as Inkjet Printer doesn't get air armor, he should be alright.
Yeah, that's a mistake that will hopefully never happen again.
Mm.
This is why you gotta hotkey the upgrades, people. Don't click.
Yeah,
Hotkey.
sure. Maybe the hotkeys right next to each other though, because what is it? S for singularity charge, A for armor, maybe.
Yeah. So just change them. Make them so they're not next to each other.
Like, you know, M for air armor and Z for dragoon range, just so as far apart as possible.
I wouldn't go that far, but I just, you know, all the important upgrades. Take the StarCraft 2 approach. Put everything on E. The
Yes.
important upgrade, put it on E.
Yeah, and then the less important ones do other stuff.
Yeah, they can do something else, but then you know it's E. E, the everything button.
Oh man, bloody armories with like 4 different upgrades. That's so annoying. Like, you gotta remember the hotkey for all 4.
For what?
With armories for Terran. I was just thinking about seeing those hotkeys.
I have no idea what that would be.
Well,
V?
I set mine to E for vehicle weapons, V for vehicle armors, because that's how it is in StarCraft 2. And then SH for the other 2, I think, if I recall. See, I don't even know, like, of my own binds. That's how complicated it is.
Yeah, it's just the natural feeling. There's nothing wrong with that.
Exactly. Okay, so, no proxy again. You know, this would have been a good map for it to bring it back out. I would have really liked to see that, behind the third minerals, you know, double proxy and do the same thing as game 1. I think it would have been pretty strong.
Well, no, it's the Schrodinger's like strategy. If you went for that, they would definitely have walled you off.
Ah, right, but if you don't...
It always happens. Always happens.
You're right. And definitely Terran can wall this pretty easily. I mean, Terran has a pretty good SimCity anyway. I think they're pretty well set up. But as we saw in the game 1... Oh, okay, so it's actually going to be 10-15 goons here. Well, not quite 10-15, but you know, the equivalent.
Very close.
And on a flat map, it can be pretty strong. Because what Terran really wants to do against this is just hide up their ramp and float their CC down later, but that is not an option here on match point. Gonna have to step forward with that bunker and mass repair, I think, is the main play here, and just try and get siege mode as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I do really appreciate that.
Ooh, what's this probe doing? This probe is not going home.
Proxy Robo?
I
Feeling
think
like proxy
so.
robot?
I think so. You could put DT Tech down here as well, though, because it's very common to follow up DT Tech after this. But yeah, I think it's going to be a robo in this position. Waiting for it. No, he's just hiding it. Okay, maybe I'm getting too excited or nothing. Maybe he's just hiding the probe.
Oh, well, this doesn't have the money yet, so it's like you don't have to rush to do the proxy tech as long as it doesn't scout. It's not tremendously important to do it super fast.
This SCV having a good time. Oh, he stopped.
Well, I do actually like from Inkjet that we saw he committed to the 1015, but the probe got in and saw there was no wall off, so that really helps you if you need to do something aggressive, knowing that if you could force them out at the natural, you can set up in a good position where it's not just like you're going to go there and chip away at a building that's never going to die. So
Dude, Dinage in the chat saying Tufak is not cheese. Well, look, in a manner of speaking, it's all just subjective, but by my definition, it's definitely cheese.
I'm going to take your advice over Dan's. No offense to Dan.
Okay.
He is a fine player, but I would say you probably know Terran a little bit better.
Is that the definition of cheese? Relies on not being scouted. I don't know, dude. I've scouted proxy gates plenty of times and still died. Okay, this goon probably not going to want to run past there. Okay, so that proxy robot is coming up at last.
It seems really good, especially on this map. There's so much open area. Any kind of reaver play is really strong. Or you can just do the elevator thing, but I feel like we've seen that before and it didn't work quite as well.
Like I said in another cast, I've never seen it work. It doesn't seem that bad in concept, but I don't think I've ever seen anyone win a game with it. It's like it doesn't seem to happen, you know? For one reason or another. Okay, this SCV Scout's
Reaver feels like it'd be good.
For sure, but that's going to take a lot more time, you got to remember. Okay, so this SCV Scout's pretty key. Sees there's nothing in here. I think you suspect a proxy when you see no nexus and only 2 gates at this point.
Well, also the pylon count. That's the easy thing to look for. Like this part in the game.
Oh,
3 dude. With no tech, there's something missing.
Foxbat needs SCVs over here to repair this bunker or it's going to fall very quickly. Oh, he's a bit sluggish on the repair here, and that is going to go down for sure. Oh, no.
Yeah, one's not enough. He's trying real hard, though.
Okay, but he has a bunch of SCVs try and repel this. The goons do get slightly damaged. The SCVs might be able to fight them. He has a tank out too, so I think he will survive.
Yeah, but he did not actually complete the command center. Left the option to cancel it just in case something happened, which is
well, he needed that SCV to repair. I don't think he was thinking of cancelling. Oh man, nice micro from Inkjet so far. Checked out a few Marines there.
Here comes the stuff for the Reaver. Shuttle's on the way with a support bay being built. But he actually built a support bay in his main to not lose the tech, but now the SUV could easily scout that at any time.
Okay. Does siege up now. So yeah, I think, unfortunately maybe, it is going to be elevator. But there is a bay up actually, so maybe he's just getting the shuttle and then he's going to go Reaver actually. Never mind, I didn't see the bay there, so Reaver seems likely. But do you elevator and Reaver, is that a thing?
I mean, I guess while you're building the Reaver, you can start elevatoring stuff.
Yeah, why not? Keep the pressure on the Terran, like distract them from getting ready for this. And you know, I'm quite surprised. Okay, there's an academy. I really think against 1015. Oh, he does have an eBay. He does have an eBay, but he didn't make any turrets yet. I really think against 1015, you've got to make a turret in the main, a turret in the natural, no matter what. Oh man, this elevator getting set up.
Yeah, like the big thing when you play against 1015 is if it doesn't do good real damage, either they have to continue being aggressive or they're probably going to expand or usually double expand to catch up. And if you don't see these expansions, because he still has that SCV over in the main, start getting ready for his hack. You know you're ahead if you survive it.
Okay, so this is going to be extremely difficult with the Dragoons in the main supported by a Reaver that's going to pop out in just a second. This becomes almost impossible for Terran to fight. He has a tank coming up here, but only one. Okay, a couple more tanks coming down. Unfortunately, he lost all his Marines, which would be very helpful here. Has to fight the SCVs. Terran's probably thinking this isn't so bad. It's just 4 goons. I can use SCVs and tanks. But little does he know. Well, okay, the Reaver's still stranded, I guess.
Well, it's 6 goons now.
5 goons. Counting down all the time. Okay, he needs to be careful. He pulls the SCVs away. Honestly, even just with these goons, I think that'd be a bit brave. But hey, a 4th tank comes out. Oh god, needs to be careful. Any tank that he loses is a big deal. Okay, does pull back. Gonna reclaim his main here. Oh, what's he doing? These tanks! They're just running into their deaths.
Yeah, that's losing very aggressive.
Yeah, and then he's gonna lose another one before it even fires. And the Reaver's coming in.
He's gonna lose all of them.
Yeah, I think
he's gonna lose all of them when the Reaver gets dropped.
Oh, here it is. Boom, huge hit. And that's the last tank going down right now. Terran has nothing to defend himself. He does have a turret in the main at last, but it's too late. Okay, another tank comes out, but that Reaver's still at large. Oh, lag coming in. Uh-oh. Is that my end?
Man.
Alright, you good? I don't know if it was you or me.
Yeah, no, we're good. I'm not sure.
Oh, Reaver takes a shot, takes out that tank. Oh man, Yellow Foxbat looks pretty dead to me. I don't think there's anything to do here.
Oh, they're one Reaver scare from blowing up every SCV that's ever been made.
Oh my god. Yeah, like, you're just playing a lot of games, suddenly your SCVs die. Like, what happened? It turned out, you know, in this one game, Inkjet Printer just killed so many SCVs. Oh god. Oh, okay, that only got one somehow. I don't even know how this is happening.
Bad targeting to not get all the tanks are getting
tank
killed as they get spawned.
Yeah.
And now Dragoon's moving through the opening.
It almost feels like he's killed more tanks than he's killed SCVs here.
I think that's probably accurate.
Well, he's about to go to work on the rest of the SCVs, though. I think that number will switch quite quickly. Taking out the factory, too. I mean, he only has the one factory, trying to make a second one. But yeah, any tank that gets made is going to get eliminated instantly. Uh-oh. We got lag again, boys. Can anyone confirm to me if the stream's lagging or not? Whoops, I went non-remastered. Because then maybe it is my end, if so. Okay, another tank down here.
Hoping not.
Yeah. Gets repaired. Oh, but they're too close. What can he do?
Just barely enough Dragoons to kill that one tank that was holding on for the last stand.
GG. 2-1 for Inkjet. So guess what that means?
I mean, you get your wish.
The series is even again.
It does seem that way.
Alright, wow. Both teams really going neck and neck here. Now, we have one more series, right?
Yes, we do. We got one more PvP heading your way.
Alright, nice. It wasn't that greasy, Rock. Yeah, it could have been worse. Like, you know, 2FAC and 1015, whatever, I'll take them, but like, I don't know, the proxy in the first game was a bit greasier. Alright, let's get into that last series.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong from either player. Both playing very aggressive strategies, which we don't see as often as I'd like, honestly.
Alright, in the bottom left, in the yellow, it's Sostos, and the bottom right, in the purple, it's Zacrom. Sostos for Socialized Healthcare, yeah?
I believe so. No, Zacrom is for Passion Daddies.
Oh, I get it wrong every time. Yeah, no, it's Sostos for Socialized Healthcare and Zacrom for Passion Daddies. That's what I said.
I misheard you then.
Right,
You're
good.
correct.
Yeah, so Zacrom's actually been around in CPL for a little while. I think he's played since CPL 2, maybe 3? Probably
Has he?
CPL 3. Probably CPL 3, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so he's been going at it for a while.
Well, I remember him whooping my butt in preseason, so like,
Seems about right.
very strong player. Good, was really good at macro in this matchup particularly. So I'm curious to see if he's stayed on that strategy or if he's open as expansion.
He may be strong, but does he have the best strats? Because I think Sostos, he's learned the #1 strat in the game. Here he goes. Although that is not quite in the center. A probe is going to see that if it's coming from the top to the left. Even moves on with the probe. Wow, interesting.
Yeah, this is I'm not in love with the placement of this right here. It's not optimal.
No, it's not.
Yeah. It's not optimal, and it's not optimal in a way that's like it's also just directly in a scouting path.
Well, if he gets really lucky here, his opponent scouts center and then goes to the left, then he'll be like the sneakiest dude ever, and his opponent will be like, "What the hell? I scouted center. Why wasn't he there?" But that's probably not what's going to happen here. Well, Zacrom coming out. Looks like he's just going to go straight to Sostos' base. Yeah, this is actually quite far from Zacrom's base, unfortunately. Wow, I can't believe the pylon actually reaches that far, but there you go.
I'm actually thinking maybe the logic for this placement is that if his opponent spawned 12 and would naturally scout it, it's so close it doesn't matter.
True, that makes sense. Okay, so Zacrom doing like the honorable build, getting his gas. Sostos doesn't have time for that, he's in a hurry today. Okay, Zacrom gets in, doesn't actually scout, but then he's like, wait a minute, I'm pretty sure there's a base here. And then it turns out, yes, there is a proxy going down, Zacrom. Your worst fears have been confirmed. But he scouts it quite early, so he can put down a second gate here, which I think is what you're supposed to do.
Second gate, or a shield battery, or both, depending on your confidence on your micro.
I definitely put both. I'm not confident.
Yeah, I would too. Like, for sure. Like, it's so. If you survive this proxy gate stuff and get out of the game, having 2 gateways in the middle of the map so vulnerable that has to be defended for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
That's such a good thing for you. So all you gotta do is to make sure you don't die immediately.
Okay, Zekrom does throw down that second gateway. How much do you cut probes to defend this? Are you supposed to just like stop them right away when you see it?
You don't need to cut as much as you're thinking you actually have to, but it is imperative to survive. It also really does depend on if your opponent's committing to like the all-in or trying to transition out like we saw in the other game.
Okay, first Zealot gonna come up in here. Does put down the shield battery. Alright, gonna go work on those probes. One pulls back, very nicely done. Oh, nice mineral walk too, doing good damage. Yeah, so far Zekrom's micro very good, really showing the Zealot who's boss, really. You're gonna mess with us probes, this is what happens to you. Wow, takes it out with the probes alone, not losing a single one. That's a great start for Zekrom here.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. And now with the shield battery online, now the Zealot fight is going to be so much harder to actually deal with.
He even used it on probes just then, because he's really wanting them to die. Okay, but the number of Zealots is going to increase and increase here. No Dragoon's being made yet, which I think might be a bit of a mistake to make the Zealot instead. I don't know. Okay, takes out number one. Zekrom taking a lot of damage there, but he does have the shield battery to fall back to. If he can get in range, the probe's getting in the way. Okay, uses it. I think it has enough energy to keep this Zealot alive. If he uses it again, though, needs to use the shield battery. Okay, takes out the Northern Zealot. So far, so good for Zekrom. But the probe count is equalized now.
Well, we're seeing this as a really committed thing from Socialized. Proxied another pylon, getting a third gateway. No gas, no transition. The transition is Zealots.
This is what I call the intact build. If your first 2 gates don't work, make a third one and try again.
Honestly, I don't think this is a bad choice at all. Like, your opponent you're trading pretty like evenly between these 2, and the shield battery is eventually going to run out of energy a little bit. So if you can just get that Zealot swing in before the Dragoon numbers really catch up, we can already see like Zekrom sees it, but what is he going to be able to do about it? Sawstall's making 3 Zealots at a time, while Zekrom has to keep pulling off mining.
If Zekrom was able to get a goon out, it would have made a big difference here, but he just doesn't seem to be able to afford it and loses that Zealot while he still has energy on the shield battery. Honestly, like, he's microing well, but he just seems to be losing too much mining time fighting these Zealots to be able to build anything. Like, look at these, he's crushing these Zealots, but like, he just doesn't have any money.
He just believes pros are better. He gets
GG.
it.
I mean, I think he realizes that, yeah, like, he can't build anything, and these Zealots aren't going to stop. Eventually, like, he is going to be overwhelmed here. Wow, that was kind of interesting. Normally it doesn't go down like that.
It really doesn't, but I think it's hard to like choose when you have to like pull guys off mining, how many you gotta leave on there. His defense was really good when it was all the pros, but you can't afford to lose all that mining time. When you have gateways sitting there not producing, that's how you immediately lose when you're getting proxy.
Well, what if he went for a goon instead of the second Zealot? Would that be better? Because the goon doesn't have to trade, it can just like run around and keep shooting forever, right?
I do think so, but it does get complicated microing the goon, microing your pros, not taking heavy losses. Zealots are just a little easier to like just match up.
Alright, in the top right here in the yellow, we have Sostos, and the top left in the purple we have Zekrom. So Sostos up 1 game, that sweet proxy there. Someone in chat making a good point that like the gas and the core were totally useless. Yeah, it's true. If you're not going to be able to make any goons, then it really is just setting you behind.
Yeah, one of the big things I did catch early on in that was when the pressure was happening and the Zealots were fighting. You were like commenting, he's like, "Hey, you should make a goon." He actually queued up 2 Zealots on the same game when the other one was high as well.
Ah, yes. Yeah, I feel like if you get 1 Dragoon out there, like he would have been in a very different position because he still had plenty of probes and he was like confident marking against Zealots. If you have a goon just constantly chipping away there, eventually you're gonna like build up the damage. Okay. I was gonna say he's gonna go out for a proxy there, I realized it's actually quite late already, so never mind, he's not doing it.
No, not this time. Just getting that pylon in a good position, so if you do end up going for a robo, it's already by the ramp.
Well, like we're talking about, this map is very like anti-proxy with no building in the center and like it's 4-player. It's probably not going to be a viable strategy.
Yeah, I wouldn't see that from any player. If you were going to do like a cheesy build on this map, I would actually stay Nexus first. That'd be the cheese of choice to me.
Yeah.
That you might be able to get away and actually defend it, and then your opponent's like, "Oh crap."
Where's the gateway for Sostos? There it goes. Yeah, definitely. It can be very good, and you know, a lot of the time your opponent like freaks out, tries to attack, and ends up getting even more behind that way. Okay, good scout for Sostos coming up first. Here's a Crom. Going to go the wrong way, unfortunately. Wait a minute.
Little unfortunate, or is he actually trying to scout the middle a little bit, thinking there's a proxy location?
Well, you can build it in like sort of the middle, right? Because there's these buildable areas around, but not exactly in the middle. Okay, so he kind of dips down a fairway and then is like, hang on, no, this is dumb, and goes to the top right.
Yeah, where's Sostos going though with his probe?
Good question. Can you proxy DT tech in PvP? Is that a thing?
You can, but it's kind of in the same vein where, like, by the time you're getting that kind of tech up, you should be not having a scout in your base anyway, so it's a needless risk more than anything.
By the way, Pete, in chat, yeah, it's less DPS, but my point was you don't have to trade the Zealots, like, you're trading 1 for 1. Even with the shield battery, like, he was still losing them, whereas the Goon can just run around and never be hit.
Yeah, it's possible. But, I mean, remember, we are talking about the Euro team versus the non-Euro teams.
True, true.
It could be just hard to do. It could be something you're not comfortable with. Maybe you are just... Especially, like, his probe micro looked really good, so maybe he wants to bring them in for the melee fight and just be able to use this good probe micro.
Okay, both players go for that safety zealot. Maybe Sostos is going to be super sneaky and run a probe back into Zakrom's main at some time. I don't know.
I mean, it's possible, but this... I don't know what this is. This could be a lot of things, though. They're just, like, if he wants to proxy something that doesn't get scouted, or if you're in that kind of standoff we saw in the Yo's Flash series, where it's like, who's going to take the Nexus first, and you take yours.
Ooh,
where
yeah,
it's not
yeah,
expected, they're not going to see it.
That's true. That could be really strong, actually. Especially if you just go from 1 gate robo here and just hold your ramp for a Reaver or whatever. Okay, takes out that scout probe pretty early, really. Of course, the Goon was about to pop out anyway, so no big deal. And look at that, it is a Nexus, and that's so early, my god. I mean, he's going to have to rely on deception pretty heavily here. You know, if I was doing this as Sostos, I think I would attack with my Zealot and Goon immediately, kind of given the impression that I want to be aggressive and like, oh, look at me, I've got so many units. I mean, you try not to lose them, right? You try to just poke them the wrong way, but you're trying to make it seem like you really want to pick a fight. Look at that Forge coming up as well. He's going to just make cannons in his main here.
I honestly would not want to go and attack right now because you're revealing that you're low on units. But if you're doing what he's doing right now and hiding your ramp, you really make it look like you're rushing tech.
But even if you're going 3-gate Goon, you would just have that 1 Zealot and that 1 Goon at the time. Saying you just like attack with the 1 Zealot, 1 Goon, and then not again, right? Trying to make it seem like you want to trade when you really don't want to pick a fight at all. I don't know. That's just like my mind game concept here.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a lot of choices when you do something like this. I never actually see things like this because it's one of those, if it gets scouted, it's so vulnerable. But we've seen, like, in the other series tonight, that's never going to get scouted. It's not on a shuttle path. It's so out of the way.
What is Sostos doing with these probes? I assume he wants to transfer them. Wait, what happened to his probe in the bottom left? Did he go scout with it again?
Yeah, he went back into...
I don't know about this, though. Sostos trying to transfer some probes, but it looks like it'll be just the wrong time. Uh-oh, this is super dangerous. This is like...
He is cutting south. Please
please
don't let this happen.
This is extremely brave. Oh!
He sees it! He sees it!
That's all Zakrom needs to know. He's not even going to like see where they're going, though. He's like, alright, I'm just going to attack you then if you've got a Nexus somewhere. But these cannons are going to be pretty good defense, I think. Oh, they're not very well positioned, though. They're way too close to the high ground. I think like 3 Goons, assuming they get rid of that other Goon pretty easily, they can probably take out the close one at least.
He did actually move the Goon south a little bit, so I'm pretty sure there was a reaction that he did see the bro.
I'm pretty sure too, he did see them, but like I think it makes sense to just be like, okay, well, if you have a Nexus, like, you must have nothing at home, so I'm going to come and pressure. This cannon is doing its work though. Nice micro so far from Zakrom. Yeah, really nice.
If you can pull back and kill these units outside the cannon range, that's going to be the big thing that could let him really break this open.
Yeah,
that one cannon is super low health and really starting to add on that gateway count. This is going to be very dangerous for Sostos if he doesn't keep reinforcing with them.
Well, I feel like Zakrom needs to push the attack now. Well, he has the Goon county. I think he has plenty to take out these cannons, but he's deciding not to attack, which I think is a mistake, to be honest. And like, he saw these pros, but he's not sending anything to look. Did he actually see them? I mean, like you said, we saw a reaction, I thought, but I don't know. Now I'm doubting.
Yeah, I'm not sure. He might have just, like, that might have been like an auto-targeting thing, like it was an A move, and then he was like, why are you guys moving south? Just These things can definitely happen, or he's just thinking he has the opportunity to break down the front and wasn't expecting cannons.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like he probably can bust, so this isn't necessarily the wrong play, but I would have thought you just send one goon to find the base and shut it down, or at least make him make a bunch of cannons there. I don't know, I just kind of feel like Zekrom doesn't actually realize. Although, surely he's wondering why his opponent's like turtling on one base of cannons, right?
Well, I'm much more interested in why Zekrom made a shuttle with no Reaver tech, and he's not making the Reaver tech. There's just a shuttle hanging out in his main.
Well, maybe he's thinking like wherever the hidden base is, maybe he can like be sneaky and drop goons behind the cannons. Actually, yeah, he can just elevator into this base. If he elevators all his goons into Sostos' main here, Sostos can't do anything because the only thing defending him is this cannon and this choke. Then again, this bloody elevator play, I guess we saw it work last time, but really it was just the Reaver. Really, it was just the Reaver blowing everything up, so let's be real. So,
well, we are seeing the Reaver tech on the way. Just a little out of order. Wanted to keep building up the goon count, keep his opponent contained, but that's not the important thing right now.
Yeah, you know, at this point I'm convinced that Zekrom doesn't realize that there's a hidden base. I don't know, because like, why would you not even try and find it?
Yeah, and I actually love that Sauce is like so committed. It's like, nah, this is definitely hitting. He has the ability to make cannons for defense, made none of them. He has no interest.
I mean, the whole point of this is get economically ahead, right? If you're making a ton of cannons at both bases, it kind of defeats the purpose. Okay, so I'm getting a second Nexus of his own reasonably fast, though. And you know what? Even with this economic lead Sostos has, this contain is pretty strong. So Zekrom really not in a bad position, and there is this kind of aspect of, like, if he somehow does find the bottom left, it's going to instantly die. So, I don't know. Sostos not really in a great position, even though his plan kind of worked.
Yeah, well, the one thing that we're going to see, which finally I think we're going to see some kind of reaction from Sostos. There's no cannons in the middle line, and we're going Reaver, shuttle, and getting the shuttle speed too. If everything has to be at the ramp to stop Zekrom from just busting on in, nothing can defend that middle line.
Absolutely. I think that's probably his concept there is like, well, if my opponent's making a bunch of cannons at the front, all I've got to do is just fly into the main, right? It's going to be a little while before that Reaver can get across the map. There's still time. And you're still there's so many Dragoons, though. You'd have to fly in at a good angle, otherwise your opponent's going to react quickly and gun down that Reaver quite easily. Okay, even getting a gateway down here. I'm surprised also going for Robo, to be honest. I would have thought DT would be a good play here, since you already have the cannons. Especially if you can make a DT sneakily down here and sneak it into your opponent's base. Nonetheless, he's going to start building up a force there. So transferring grows. Wow.
Trying to walk up the ramp, but Zekrom didn't have that good concave. Actually, just lets his opponent way up.
Yeah.
Here. Fight's closer than it needs to be, but Zekrom does have a small Dragoon advantage right now.
Yeah, I think Zekrom will take it, but definitely was a bad move to pull back from the ramp there and just let your opponent. That was like gentlemanly, like, oh yes, I'll let you get in position that you need to kill me. But he will barely win the fight there. Not by enough to push down, I don't think. Well, actually, then again, it is only 2 cannons. I don't know, I feel like he could probably do it. But Zekrom being very timid again. I suppose a lot of his goons are injured. But the Reaver is coming, and now the Sostos has lost most of his goons. He's going to be locked out to counter this. Like you say, still no cannon in the main. Look at this one goon coming from the south. Is Sostos just like, please, look, I'm down here, come kill me. Like, he just really wants Zekrom to know about it. First he sent those probes. Okay, Reaver coming in, though. Oh, nice. 5 kills.
Great first hit.
And Zekrom's ahead in economy, just like that. Who cares about your hidden base? Bye. See ya.
And with a couple goons trying to deflect, this would be the perfect opportunity for Zekrom to go down the ramp, but elects not to, unfortunately.
Yeah, like I said,
actually, you could just use the Reaver to help your way down that ramp too. You'll have the vision, and it's gonna be so hard for the goons to pounce up.
Needs to be careful though. Sostos' goons are getting gathered for a snipe, so Zekrom needs to be really careful about paying attention to this because it'll instantly bait the goons in. The shuttle pulling back a bit. Okay, does get a nice second shot there. And yeah, this Reaver seems to be tanky enough. A lot of value coming in for Zekrom already. Drops the Reaver again. Nice shuttle micro so far. Oh, and Sostos trying to target it, gets annihilated. So many goons getting gunned down there. And yeah, Zekrom looks like
this lead is getting so out of control for Zekrom. Like, even with that hidden base, I don't think that's going to matter as much as long as Zekrom actually realizes that he has the chance to go in. Don't let your opponent.
Oh,
he tries to get greedy with the Reaver. Oh no!
I mean, that might be impactful here because there are 4 gates producing goons here. Another 4 goons pop out. It doesn't look that good for Zekrom. I mean, yeah, that was pretty crazy. Even if Reaver comes out for Sostos, Sostos might actually hold here, if barely. Well, I mean, this Reaver's not going to last long, but where are the goons? There's one. Okay, no, that's a lot of goons from Zekrom. I take back what I said. I think he will kill this main. Oh, but that hit was huge. That Reaver did, like, maximum damage with that one shot. He knew he only had one shot, so he made it count.
Yeah, we're still seeing the units trade just a little bit evenly, but Zakrom just slowly pulling ahead each
Look at
time.
this Reaver. Look at Zakrom's Reaver. It's trying to go across the map slow for some reason. It just gets taken out. But these 2 goons made in the bottom left actually were worth it. I can't believe what I'm seeing. This is insane. Shuttle comes out, presumably to take the Reaver, but there's nothing for it to do now. It's going to be a sad shuttle.
That is actually just hilarious that happened, though. I love that happened. The question's going to be for Sauce Toss, like, do you think you can save your main, or do you just know you have to give it up and start adding into that lower left base, which we're seeing a couple gateways get added on and some Temple Archives?
Yeah, see, here's the
thing. I think he's given up.
If he just gets 2
I
DTs,
would not do this.
2 DTs, one into the main, one into the natural, one in the main, you could kill every probe. Oh yeah, but again, he just really wants Zakrom to find this base. He's been trying to show Zakrom this base all game. But Zakrom just does not want to hear it. He does not believe in the gospel of the hidden base, you know?
Well, I think it's that strategy. Like, you want me there? Then that's the last place I'm going. But then, you can't make me.
I guess. Oh, but look, this goon finally comes down and he twigs at last that there's something down there, and he is going to find this. But the DTs will be out, so we'll be able to kill this right away. Now, there is an observer out. I think there was only one. Did it run into cannons? Oh, no, there it is. He's finally checking out the entire map. So, to this day, I don't know if Zakrom knew or not, and he's just like, screw that hidden base, I'll dedicate everything to killing the main since he's got an early Nexus, or if he actually just had no idea. Oh, another shuttle with a Reaver going to go down. Okay, no, he drops it, but that Reaver needs to be careful. He can get taken out by that cannon if he doesn't micro it. Okay, well, I guess it can win that fight. Barely. Oh, gosh. Okay, he drops it in the proper spot this time. No! Okay, takes it out. 3 DTs come out, though, and what can stop this Reaver? I mean, DTs can't do it because he can just lift up, and now he can start hitting these probes. Meanwhile, the main of Sostos getting destroyed.
Honestly, if you didn't even notice it, Sostos had a Zealot go from the south into the mineral line for Zakrom. Got 5 probe kills.
Damn, I did not notice that. Oh, these DTs are like, no, hold them back, no. Oh man, but that Reaver did get taken out by a cannon there, but it kind of did its damage. I mean, these DTs trying their best. Observer coming across, but he's just like, screw it. But, I mean, there's no defense at home. It might be a mistake for the Observer to follow the army here. These DTs could potentially kill every probe, and this base for Sostos hasn't fallen yet. Dude, what can Zakrom do against this? No Observer on the way. He's going to lose almost every probe, I think.
I think he's going to lose probes in a hurry, and the DT's going to actually go down there and see that the robotics facility is right there.
And Zakrom lost his Observer in the bottom left. Can Sostos win this with these DTs? Because like I said, the Observer didn't start yet in the Robo. He's killing so many probes, and he will defend his bottom left base, no problem with these DTs. Probes running across the map for Zakrom, saying, two can play at that game, I'll run my probes across the map then. Don't know where they're going to go. Oh my gosh.
This has to be the most annoying game.
Yeah, that's right. First he
played.
gets a hidden base, then he goes DTs. What's next? Like storm drops? Oh my gosh. Only 18 pros left for Zakrom, and we're getting to the point where, you know, his economy might actually be inferior, but he does have 2 Nexuses as well. We'll see how long they last. The main getting attacked. Oh,
finally,
not fighting.
Observer, you're going to be able to clean this stuff up, but
just
take
letting
a
the
lot
probes
of while it's happening.
Oh. Alright, that one DT. Well, he sent the other DTs from his, I guess, new main, in quotation marks, to defend. Oh, gets one more probe. Wow, so the probe count is equalized. But Zakrom does have a lot of goons. Like, a lot of goons. So he can probably force his way in here. But if Sostos can, like, weave some magic to defend this, I don't really know what's possible here, then he'll be in a fine position. But I don't really see how he could possibly do that. It seems impossible.
There can't be a way. Like, there just can't. This game is ridiculous if there's a way. But that shuttle is still hanging out on the bottom side. It's just literally hanging out. Actually, Sauce's had to remake a cyber core so you can actually build some units that aren't zealots.
Yeah, that sucks. Well, he could make Templars here. Okay, but the goons are coming down, and your time is up, Sostos. These speed zealots, they have speed, but they can run away really fast because that's what they should be doing. Oh, that's just so many goons. But the Observer getting in too close again. I don't know if more DTs are being made. Oh, he loses another Observer here. Honestly, if Sostos had just made 3 DTs again... Oh no, there is a second Observer. Okay, there is a second Observer here, actually. So
I mean, that probably would have been the best chance at it.
GG,
but...
man. Okay, that makes it 1-1 here.
What how are you thinking about Game 3 right now after those first 2 games, and now you got to go into match point? Like, what do you think is about to happen to you?
Dude, did he know or didn't he when he saw those probes? I still don't know.
I'm gonna ask him. I gotta know.
It's like, maybe it makes sense just focus everything on killing the main because he did get it, but like, surely he just sends one goon to that other base.
I mean, you just send even a probe just to see what's there and what you're dealing with, because that was actually probably the best thing that Sauce did that game, was put the Templar tech down there where it didn't get spotted, so you didn't know how important that observers are going to be.
Alright, in the bottom left, in the purple, we have Zakrom, and the top right in the yellow, we have Sostos. 1-1, you're on match point. So, who's going to take it?
Oh, man. That's just, this is the most annoying kind of barrage play, and I love it. I love watching it. I don't want to play against it, but I love watching it.
I think Sostos has the potential to pull something wild out here, but Zakrom's showing that he's pretty strong, and like, not so much in game 1, but in game 2, he kind of just overwhelmed the bullshit, you know? Didn't really matter that his opponent was doing these crazy things. He just had a lot of goons, you know? That really is the embodiment of that playstyle. It's like, okay, well, you have all this tech and stuff. I just have like 25 goons. What are you going to do now?
Yeah, you can only be cute for so long, but then eventually it's like, I'm doing all this like this cute play style, and it's just like, but I have a sledgehammer. Like, eventually it just doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, you're right about that. So I wonder what Sostos is thinking here. Is he thinking like, damn, even with my hidden base it didn't work? Or is he thinking like, oh yeah, I got this guy, I almost won that game. Surely I can win this game, you know?
I think it's the second one. I think if you win game 1 so comfortably, then you do some clowny shit, and it's like, oh, I almost won anyway. Huh? I'll play to my real skill, like one of those.
Oh yeah. What is his real skill, you reckon? He's gonna be making scouts. That's scout micro.
Scouts are bad to begin with, but if there was one race I wouldn't make scouts against, it's for us. That's not like the worst choice that you can do it on. At least you can argue viability for the other ones. Zakrom, realizing, you know what, shenanigans are happening, scouting very intelligently to try and find the shenanigans.
Makes sense. I think that's a smart thing to do. You know, Sosos almost lost his first probe in the mineral line there. That would have been pretty devastating, but he does keep it alive. So he still has the scouting info for now. This is where you just start making a gateway in your opponent's base. I want to see what wild strategy Sosos has. If Sosos plays standard this game, I'll be so disappointed, but also impressed.
Well, look, he has a scouting probe. There's another probe on the map right there.
There you go.
Standard's not happening.
What will he make? Is he going to make another Nexus? Is he going to repeat the strategy? I think... Oh, no, okay. He's just going to make a proxy pile here, actually, I think. I really thought he was going to make the Nexus for a second. Well, he still could a little later.
No, now you got to commit. You can't keep going back and forth. Pick one.
Okay, he's going to make a pylon. Aha. I said it like 1 millisecond before when it was just completely obvious.
Yeah. So looking at this map in particular, especially if he's already on the left side of the map, there's no ramps. I think this could be that you're like looking like, oh, look at my very normal build, and he just slams down more gateways, just flood with goons.
Could be.
That's my bet.
There was a Chrome looking at this main. He's probably going to start wondering, like, you know, where's the Dragoon, where's Tech, like, is Sostos really cutting corners here, only on 13 probes. I wonder if this is actually going to be gateways. I'm having doubts, because he's not making range, he's not making goons. I think, yeah, there you go. It's the DT Tech.
I was wrong, but I was wrong in the best kind of way.
But Zakrom sees no range. If he noticed that, I think he should have a pretty good idea that something like sneaky going on. And look at that, he's microing this probe. Oh, there goes the air weapons. That's more like it. But I think it was a bit like out of his view. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe he can't notice that finally. I mean, the timings are hard to learn, and this is only tier 2 after all. We'll see. We'll see if he realizes. I mean,
well, there's at least for that one particular thing, there's no timing. I started my range. He didn't start his yet. Something's up.
True. But what if he wasn't watching that closely, Evo?
That's fair.
The fact there's no goon out, though, seems extremely suspicious to me. Like, come on, it's like 3 minutes 50, there's no goon. Something's going on here. Zakrom, no particular reaction yet. Okay. Oh, still no Robo. He's on 2 gates here. I mean, Zakrom could actually come across the map and do a lot of damage here, I think.
Yeah, there's definitely an opportunity for it. Because you can see in here, I think the biggest thing that you'd have to realize, if Zakrom's really paying that like fine attention, there's one pylon in the main.
Oh yeah, true. Second one only just starting. That is pretty huge. Well, it's also a part of the consequence that Softos has like almost nothing because he cuts so many corners here. Temple Archive's coming up. He does start the gateway in that location. I was wondering if he'd do that, but it's a bit late. I mean, it's not really going to be there in time. The Temple Archive's almost finished right now. The Robo is on the way though. Zakrom did get that Robo. Man, this choke is too wide though. He can't really block it with his units. He's going to move out here. I think if he moves across the map, that's probably going to be the best thing. But there will be a DT at home as well, I suppose.
Yeah, he's using the one DT at home for defense. He's having the other gateways to use the
two gateways in the top left.
See, I was a little bit right. He did just slam down gateways.
What's he gonna do with two up there? That seems crazy to me.
I think usually when you try this kind of DT stuff, you do want to make two DTs. Because if you end up, like, you can poke forward with one, if you end up losing it, the other one stays as a threat. Or if you have to actually fight a small army, you have enough to actually fight it.
But the second gateway is so late. By the way, nice micro by Zakrom, really just crushes that little force, but he will soon realize what's happening. Uh-oh.
That's one KP boy.
Well, he can get in here and kill a lot of probes, and you know what, Softos neglecting to actually send that DT back and rely on the one that's coming out right now. I feel like huge damage is going to get on Softos, and like the observatory is on the way for Zakrom here. Zakrom might actually be able to turn this to his advantage. In fact, Softos does turn around at that DT, so no damage is going to be going down for Zakrom yet. I feel like maybe an observer is going to be out in time at this rate. It hasn't started yet though. Okay, there we go. It just starts now. More goons on the way, but the DT is heading towards Zakrom's base. At the same time, probes getting taken out. Already significant damage going down. DT's here for revenge. Can he kite away from this DT? Oh, it's doing good damage.
Oh, it's taking some good damage. Now, one of the things that people kind of neglect that just because you get the observer out, if you don't actually have army at home, you'll just watch the DT kill you. It doesn't matter that you can see it.
Yeah, you can see your fate. It's even worse. I mean, okay, I don't know if Zakrom notices yet. Okay, he just pulls the probes. And like you say, he's just watching it go to town anyway. Oh. Okay, it does get taken out, and you know Zakrom's still ahead on probe count, and certainly ahead on goon count. Oh man, these DTs though, they're aggressive.
Yeah, and like, see, they do a lot of damage. They can fight these goons straight up.
Oh, I didn't even see that. Oh no, yeah, does Zakrom actually have enough to defend? He's bringing back his goons, but he might just be overwhelmed here. This is crazy. Oh, needs to be really careful. He's mismicroing here, running them into the DTs. Oh, two dice simultaneously in the middle of the map. I think he selected his hotkey and like right-clicked on his opponent's base or something. Because that was really, really unfortunate. He lost like two goons in rapid succession there and took damage on another. Oh, more probes gonna fall here. Oh.
Yeah, the Crom's economy just getting slightly worse and slightly worse, but the DTs are getting cleaned up. They're a pretty big investment to just kind of keep throwing away. You can see Sauce's out of gas now, has to abandon the strategy and go back into Dragoons.
I wish he could have just kept making 3-gate DT and just try and overwhelm. Look, here he comes. And the Observer out of position. If he takes out these goons, I don't know what else Zakrom has to defend himself. Oh, takes out one pretty easily. And now, even with detection, this looks pretty hairy for Zakrom. Another goon is on the way. Oh, another couple of goons, actually, but they're not out yet. Okay, now Zakrom has to kite really well here. A single hit he takes does so much damage. Splitting them up there. I don't know about that. Now in the mineral line, but that just means more probes are going to
Oh! There's a massacre of these probes. The goons are free firing. They don't even care. They're going to kill everything.
Even going to take out that other goon. Oh my gosh, so few probes left. Wow. DT's pretty good unit. Back down to 4 probes like the game just started. Sosto sent his 1 goon across here. I'm not sure what that's going to accomplish.
Oh, I love this. Look at Sostos from the gateways at the top making zealots. Now the economy shambles for Zakrom. He's not going to actually... He's going to have to deal with all this nonsense and just more pressure while he has no probes to actually, like, he can't commit to making more units.
Well, 3 goons, 1 beats 2 zealots, 1 goon, right? Ah, but there's
it does, but zealot. You see, Sauce's has more goons on the way. He just needs to keep slowing them down.
Sure, and if he kills like a single other probe, it'd be a huge deal. Oh, 2 more goons coming out too, and you know what? Zakrom just can't afford goons right now. Still, like I said, I'm sad he didn't just keep making DTs. Just overwhelming with Cape Boys.
That would be really funny. Now, one of the things that what kind of led us to this point, when you're playing against DTs and you have that observer, don't just send it across the map. It has to go the path the DT would actually walk. Keep it with your army. You need to like not let it fly bash. But here comes Sauce to try again with more damage. This is a lot of units. I don't think you can defend this.
Zakrom knows it. GG. So that's 2-1 for Sauce. Well, I'm not disappointed. We saw a pretty cool strategy there where it's like, okay, DTs, but actually detection doesn't matter. Murder DTs.
That's like the extra level cheese where it's just like you're going DTS. I am. Can you stop it?
All right, so that's
like,
another
nope.
point for socialized healthcare. Yes.
Yeah, it is.
All right, so at the end of our matches today, that brings it to 8-7. Remember, you need 13 games to 13 series, I should say, to win the match. So, like I kept saying the whole time, very neck and neck. It was literally just 1-for-1 the whole time. Damn, this is a great series.
Yeah, very evenly matched. I'm excited to see because we still got the other half of tier 2, and then there's tier 3 where. Like that's one of the things I really like about CPL. Like you have all these like high-level players that really duke it out. The tier 3 could be the game breaker.
Absolutely. Well, I'll just show you guys the full playoffs again, and don't forget Summing Fire vs Operation Decision is still ongoing. Although a lot more games there have been casted. I'll just remind you guys the scores. Summing Fire is on 6 versus Operation Decision is 11, and after this game today we have Passion Daddies on 7 and Socialized Healthcare on 8. All right, that's gonna be it for us today. Thanks for joining us for another match of the week. See you guys later.